Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he was muted though.
I didn't say that bad.
Yeah, you could hear us, huh?
Yeah. All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to the live well this Tuesday night here at Fish, North Georgia. And we talked right through that muted thing. They just told us that. So anyway, hey, we appreciate you guys joining us. Glad we didn't say anything inappropriate.
No joke.
Huh?
This time.
Comments are already on fire.
40-year-olds in Orlando. Okay.
40. Where's that at?
Tobin down at the bottom.
Who's 40?
40-year-olds in Orlando. Yeah, guys, listen. We first of all, let me say this: the live well is brought to you by Digital Sports. When Josh gets back, that intro is going to be this nice video about telling you guys a little bit about Digital Sportsman. That's who I worked with down at Icast. Had a fantastic time. It's a great company. Here's a real quick way to say it: a new way to discover and book unforgettable outdoor experiences directly with local trusted guides. But we're going to be teaching you guys a lot more about them. And if you are a guide in the North Georgia area and you're interested in being on FNGO's Digital Sportsman platform where we can help build your business, reach out to me and all that. So anyway, got that out. We're going to get the rest of our sponsors here in a second, but it's good to be back. Feel like we've been out of town forever, and we got to get back in the groove a little bit. Does the mic sound good back there? We'll try not to get banned from YouTube. I already got kicked off of TikTok today. Got to get an agency apparently like that. So anyway, all you guys up there in the comment section, so glad to see you guys. You guys don't know what you mean to us. And this show is nothing without you guys. So glad you're here. You got Tim and Clint, Tony, Alex back there. We're going to be telling you what we saw at Icast. There he is back in the dark. We got to get you some more light, man. You like Wolf, man.
Got that one.
Turn that light.
We need to turn that light or something like
I'll
that.
go fix that light.
Go fix that light because we want to see his ugly mug.
Some don't lie.
We got there's plenty of time to tell you guys exactly what we did. But let's go ahead. Let's take care of some business, and then we'll get down to the meat and taters of the show. So we're going to start off, with Groove Fishing. Now, I'm going to show you guys something, a little showcase with their hard jig box here in a second. But Groove Fishing, we're associated with them. Got to come back. Tackle storage done right, and you guys are going to see that here in a little bit. It's the future of tackle storage is what I like to say. But you can check them out at www.groovefishing.com. And I'm going to be jumping on their Facebook and their Instagram page, helping them get this company back to where it needs to be. A lot of great things coming down the line. You're going to want to have Groove Fishing products. Then, of course, we got our buddies, Trent and the guys over at Sonar Pros, the official sonar installer of the live well, 770-530-4505. Take it where the pros take it. You can take it elsewhere, but eventually you're going to take it to Trent and he's going to end up fixing it. Ain't that about right? That's the easiest way to say it. Mm-hmm. Trent's going to fix everybody else's. Trent's going to fix it. Whatever anybody else does, eventually you're going to take it to Trent and he's going to fix it. And then we got our buddies at Atlanta Safe House. Right there for over 33 years, the Atlanta Safe House has been the trusted source for safes and gun safes in the Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama areas. Located at 4435 Ackworth Industrial Drive in Ackworth, Georgia. You can contact them at 678-398-9021 and atlantasafehouse.com. And I'm telling you what, I've seen some pictures. You can check them out on Facebook as well. If there's a safe They got it. They got it. I mean, that's
They
the
do.
easiest way to say it. And if you got a bougie wife like Thornton does, who has a bunch of purses, you can get your wife your own little purse safe. Miss Terry's she's got so many nice purses. She got a safe.
She does.
She's got a safe for them, so you can't get, I love Miss Terry. It was her birthday while we were gone.
Oh no.
You missed that?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're in
Kim.
trouble now.
Ain't no wee stuff. What's this wee stuff? I said happy birthday.
I think I may have commented on
Okay,
it. Yeah.
there you go. So we appreciate those guys. And now again, hey, what's our next one? Pull me up the next one. I got to get back in. That's right. My buddy Kevin Underwood, Lipsticker Fishing, 678-459-8419. Kevin at lipstickerfishing.com. Check out his Patreon, patreon.com/lipstickerfishing. I've got some of his baits here. You guys, he drops them, and they always sell out really quick. I've got some of his drop shot worms and these flukes up here in two sizes. You need to come check them out, especially when you hold that fluke up to a light. See what a light does when it refracts off these flukes. So I don't have them on the website yet. I'm going to be working on the website this week, but if you want to see them in person, come see me. So we appreciate that. And then we got Evolve Fishing, the best rod sleeve on the market. Check them out at evolvefishing.com, or I got to get some more here at Fishing North Georgia. In fact, I'm sold out. They go quick once I get them, but you can go to Evolve Fishing and order right now. I'm telling you what, they float. They got all the protection you need. And the best thing about it is those hooks do not stay stuck. So check them out at Evolve Fishing. We appreciate those guys. And hey, listen, we were down at Icast. What you drinking over there? Some water, pounding that water. Down at Icast, we're going to tell you about all these fancy baits we saw and everything. Eventually going to get one of them hung up. And you need the best plug knocker on the market. That's the Money Saver Lure Retriever. We do have those here in stock at Fish North Georgia. And I'm telling you what, little tiny torpedoes. Designed right, they'll get your bait back. 99, we'll do a Randy Blockett. 99.9% of the time. How about that? I left out 0.1 just to be safe. So we appreciate those guys. If you want to fish with a legend, Lake Allatoona, Bill Payne's Guide Service, 706-280-2305. He does seasonal smallmouth trips, does electronic trips. One of the nicest gentlemen you ever meet, and one of the most knowledgeable anglers. Check out his nighttime, summertime bass fishing on our page after the podcast. It's one of the most popular. It might be the most popular video we've ever done. And it keeps rolling and rolling and rolling. Guy's got tons of information. But if you get a chance, book a trip with him. And, of course, spend some time with this young man down at Icast, Brooks Anderson Fishing. Currently, I think he's up north, though. He is – where'd they go, Ontario or – where are they at? He's getting ready to fish opens or something, right?
It's the Chesapeake Bay, right?
Chesapeake Bay area.
Yes, it is.
When he is at home on Lake Lanier, he's one of the go-to guides, especially if you got younger anglers. He's very good with younger anglers, spotted bass, where they're at, why they're there, how to catch them. I'm telling you, he is the next big thing on Lake Lanier, so we appreciate Brooks. Who we got next right there? All right, Robberski, Big League Charters, Knoxville, Tennessee. Guys, listen, if you're in the Tennessee area and you want to fish Tellico, Fort Loudon, Watts Bar, or Chickamauga, Rob can make that happen for you. Check him out at www.robberski.com. Give him a call, 239-877-6479. I have fished with Rob, and it's always a damn good time. And then I guess, did I cover them all right this time? Hey, Fishers of Hope. You know why I forgot him? Because we're going to be going up there at Tony's house Sunday. Fishers of Hope. Their mission is to glorify God, be servants of his word, and bring those in need to peace and hope that only he can bring. They now have a YouTube channel. They just started a YouTube channel, I believe so. Check him out on Facebook. Check him out on YouTube. You can get in touch with him at fishersofhopeministry@gmail.com. And Tony has graciously allowed Tim and Tiffany and myself to come up this Sunday, and we're going to be marrying the two on Tony's property up there with Lake Notley in the background. It's going to be beautiful.
He gonna make some of that barbecue?
No, I think this is a hit and run.
Yeah, yeah.
Hit and run, baby. So,
Hit
hey,
and run.
great people, Fishers of Hope. We appreciate everything they do for the community. And, guys, if you got a business, I'm good now, right? I'm good. I'm trying to get back in the groove. If you want to put your business in front of some of the most loyal eyeballs out there, you can advertise right here. Reach out to me, Danny at fngo.com, and we will see what we can do to help your company grow. Oh, yeah. See, I forgot one.
I was going to say the one behind
You know why I forgot him? Number one, I ain't been here in a week and a half. But number two, because I was just there this morning picking up a tire for Clint. Turner Tire, 706-253-3339. Brock and the guys up there, they're fantastic. That's where I get my tires.
Me too.
And, yeah, so as long as Clint keeps blowing out tires, that's where he's going to get that. So,
Yeah.
listen, absolutely fantastic people that, and I noticed this down at Icast. And oh, look, Kevin, Danny, I shared your comments with her, and she loves y'all too. I love your wife, Kevin. I know that sounds kind of weird, but Kevin, I love your wife. Take it for what it is. I like you too, Kevin. I like you too. Dang, Clint goes through some tires. Jim said,
"Hey, a streak of bad luck, man. I've had 3 flat tires this year."
He has.
They do come in 3, so
They do come in 3. So anyway, all you guys in the comment section, as always, too. We're not going to be on TikTok tonight because I got banned.
My wife's in the comments. So
I already seen your wife
she's
there.
She's going to be here for the stories.
She's there for the stories tonight. We got some good ones that we're going to be sharing with you guys, and we will actually talk about what we saw done at Icast. But what I want to show you tonight, and I did this tonight thinking we just went and spent a week looking at all these new products. And so I got this Groove Hard jig box right here. And what I did, I had a young man, bro, who's in the comment section. You see him back there. He's going to turn, his actual name's Bo. He's going to turn 13 Monday. But I'm going to give him all these jigs when I'm done with this. But this is their hard jig box. And if you guys will come into the shop, you can look at it. And it's really a cool design. But the best thing I like about it is, not only does it keep your jigs there, check this thing out. This is what I like about it. Please don't fall out of them. Look at there.
They're not going to fall.
Look at that. You turn all your jigs upside down. Think about how you beat and bang in a boat right there. You put these things in, these little slots. I guess that's the best way to describe them.
Yeah.
And I've come up with much fancier terminology for it. But you can see they don't move. I absolutely love this because I am hell on wheels when it comes to putting jigs and stuff in there and they get all scattered and everything.
They can see the slots in the middle.
You can't see the slots. Can they see them on the
you
camera?
can put another whole row of jigs in there.
Yeah. And the best thing about it is it's got these magnets too that keeps it all shut, nice and tight and everything. You guys are going to see this coming back to market. I think are these still available on Tackle Warehouse?
Those, no. They've got a couple of other items.
They got a couple of, these are coming back. And we are going to be spending the next year telling you guys about this and showing why you need to have Groove products on your boat. But I think it's pretty cool that, how many jigs in there? Probably roughly 30.
I didn't even count.
Probably 30, something like that.
Yeah.
They didn't move. They didn't move. How's the power doing there tonight? Absolutely good. Because which power are you talking about?
He's talking about he was on the last show we hosted. The power.
Oh, I thought he was talking about that 5-hour energy we just took.
Yeah.
So the power is really good for us. So anyway, hello to all you guys. Now, I'm telling you, this Groove stuff's legit. You're going to want to get it. Now, last week, we headed down to Icast. We're going to talk about that. Let me go ahead and say this too, before we even get it in the comment sections. Icast is a trade show. Before anybody starts barking about the public needs to be there, that's not what Icast is designed for. And I think it works out perfectly with it's to put retailers in front of companies and their products to see what's new. Icast is the flag football Pro Bowl of the fishing world. Listen, it depends on what you want to do, because I'm telling you what, we had a hell of a time, met a lot of great companies, and it puts retailers in front of companies so we can actually make orders. So I wouldn't say it depends. Maybe if you're the public and you want to get in, I would say that the Classic's better, Red Crest, those kind of things. But as a retailer, copy, paste, cast, what is it? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah. Copy, paste, cast.
He's talking about all the people that just copy bait designs and say they came out with something.
Okay. So Steve Billington, I will say this. That does go on, but Pure Fishing wasn't there, so there wasn't a lot of it. Berkeley wasn't there.
There you go.
So we saw, fair enough. So we saw a lot of different things. So I think you would actually be surprised. I think you'd actually be surprised because there's a lot of smaller companies that don't get the notoriety that the bigger companies do. And so it is actually very, very good to be put in front of those. And there's a lot of great, you guys saw a lot of great stuff, but we saw existing companies like Spro. Your big names are there, but it's different. It's different. Archie Lee, good afternoon.
I don't know what he's talking about with motors, because none of the motor manufacturers are there.
It was
No, he's talking about a kayak motor that they got it straight from China and peeled the stickers off and slapped their stickers on it and said they came out with something new.
Oh, somebody did. Okay. Copied products and some military PFDs. I'm not saying it's not. Now, Fuzzy Cast, there was some of that. I will say this, that the one of the trends, with the fuzzy dice and all that, is to take some of the existing, and we saw that, some of the existing soft plastics and stick some silicone through it.
Yeah, you got a fuzzy Cinco now.
Fuzzy Cincos, fuzzy Ned rig, Ned rigs, those kind of things. Yeah, it's there. It's there. But look, at the end of the day, it's kind of hard to reinvent the wheel. I don't know if anybody in this room can come up with the next great bait. So you do have to take some of the existing stuff and try to make it better. It doesn't always work. The guys know one of the reasons I've made fun of a certain bait. Or not made fun of. I think it's kind of gimmicky. It's the new Rapala Chapo version with the blade on top. What was the name of it? You remember what it was called?
Claptail.
Claptail.
Sounds like a STD.
It is.
Sorry,
Damn, Tony, come right out with
With
this.
Icast and come back with a case of the clap tail.
Got a case of the clap.
Tail.
Got a case of the clap. What's that, Daniel Deadweiler and Cam 92 Fox? So anyway, listen though, and if you have a comment or a question, and we make sure you put it back again. There is a lot of that, but I tell you what, some of the cool things that I saw, not necessarily in the bass world, in the fly fishing world, in the trout world, there's a lot of cool products that we're actually going to bring into the store that I guarantee you nobody in the state of Georgia has got, and they're a little bit different. Q8, it's the scent is the base, is the bait. It's different, and they got videos out where you can kind of see. We always make fun of scent in here, but like you can actually see the scent coming off of in their videos that they make, and it's really cool. And
So it leaves a scent trail in the water.
It does, and the thing about it is after 12 hours, you can put it back in water and it recharges.
So everlasting gobstopper.
Everlasting gobstopper. But there was a lot of cool stuff. There was a lot of cool stuff we seen down there. Jeremy Conkright, the only thing I seen at Icast I would throw is the Strike King Tater Hog Glide. That's the one that they're collab with.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, I got the number to, I believe it's Mike McBee, I think that's his name, Matt McBee. I got his number today, and he's going to be coming on. He is the originator of the Tater Hog. Mm-hmm. You guys walked around a lot more than I did because I was in the booth with Digital Sportsman. And so I didn't get to walk around as much as you guys did. So let's start it off with this. What is the one bait that you guys saw, and Tim, I'll let you start, that impressed you more than anything down there? And then, we'll start off with Tim because you and I are kind of geeked up on 5 Hour Energy, and you're going to talk for an hour once I get you going.
No.
He will. So, Fuzzy Nut.
Fuzzy Nut. We saw the Fuzzy Nut. We saw the
but what impressed you?
The Fuzzy Nuki or whatever. The one that impressed me is the Spro with the 3 baits. The K-Rig.
The K-Rig.
Yeah.
Now, and if we're being honest, when I saw that last week, and I love Spro, I thought that was kind of a little different because I just saw it on Bassmaster's website.
Right.
And there's a few videos out there swimming it. I'm telling you, once you see it in person, though.
You need to see it in the water because when you go down there and look at it, you're like, you've stacked 3 glide baits up, but they're not completely stacked. They're zigzag. But when you see it in the water, and see how the action is, you're like, oh,
yeah,
okay. This is not a gimmick. This is not. I mean, it works, fast or slow.
Fast or slow. And I'm being honest. I thought it was kind of gimmicky.
Right.
And Spro, listen, I'm sponsored by Spro. I actually thought, well, maybe that's not the best thing they've ever put out until I saw it.
Right.
And then even I'm not a big swim bait guy. And I'm like, hell, I'd throw that.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to get me a new rod.
When we were over there looking at it, he said, look at the video.
Yeah. So let's see. Most memorable thing of Icast this year, and did you learn anything new or interesting? So we're kind of talking about that, Jake England. What about you, Tony?
Well, Tim kind of stole mine because that one was very impressive. But even I guess right along with that, the little guy, the Spro little guy, to hear what John said earlier about they're not even going to make the poured one anymore. They're going to go just with the plastic deal. So because it swims so well, that little one's going to be the best. They just decided to make just that one now.
Yeah.
So
I would say the Hide Up, and I forget the name of it, but then the Hide Up new minnow that's going to be, you guys that like to throw the minnow, that one that's got the tentacles on it, and I forget the name of it. But I mean, we held that in our hand and actually were able to see it.
The one at Spro?
The one at Spro.
That's called the Judy.
The Judy, that's right.
The Judy.
It's like the Judy fish, isn't it?
It is.
Judy's the
Listen,
Judy fish.
that thing's going to be
It's impressive.
legit. That thing's going to be legit. Did you learn anything down there? I think you learned something because this was your first time going down there as a social media guy as well.
Right. I mean, so I'll say this. I had the floor layout and all this stuff months in advance. And I looked at it and said, I'm going to plan out my trip. Well, I didn't do that. So when I got there, it was just shock and awe. It was like a hand grenade went off. You're walking in. Tim and I walked around in circles. How many times we've been?
What door did we come in?
Yeah, I mean, there's so. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you're a social media guy and you're going down there, if you're working for somebody or you're working for yourself, make a plan, because there is so much happening, so many people to talk to, that I feel like I left. I'm like, I didn't talk to a third of the people I needed to talk to or wanted to talk to. Or I mean, I have a book with a few names in it that I listed and never even made it to those booths.
Oh, yeah,
There's
for sure.
So many people to talk to.
And that's the thing, is you're actually going down there to make connections with people.
That's what it's about.
It's not about shopping as far as like the public wants to go and spend money. Last year we took old Thornton. He walked in there with a wad of $100 bills, and he thought he was going to buy some stuff. He was mad as all get go when he figured out he couldn't.
He pulled out a money roll.
He
as soon
did.
as we made our first lap.
He pulled out his
And then it
gambling
was like,
money.
I can't buy nothing in here.
Yeah,
I'm
he
like,
pulled out his
no.
gambling money. Now, guys, we're getting a lot of comments, so there were some questions I know that I missed, but I'm going to start off with Nathan Owens up there at the top. What do y'all think about Bates Reels or the Bates brand in general? Any of you guys got a
I'm not familiar with
Thought
it.
of
I
that.
saw their booth. I didn't get a chance to talk to them. Really didn't.
I didn't get to walk around there, so I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe some of you guys.
They're really nice. They're all CNC'd aluminum,
Yeah.
Okay.
but they carry a price tag too.
Well, a lot of things do.
Yeah,
A lot of things do.
They're expensive.
I saw some questions up there in comments about the K rig, and you're like, will they ban it like the A rig, that, and all that?
7 ounces really ain't that bad. Though.
No.
Like you can throw that on any of your big swim bait. Like the rod I throw a Huddleston on, the Alpha Angler wide glide, like I can get away with
Yeah.
that
it's-
rig. I mean, 7 ounces sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But I mean, there's rods rated up to that aren't hard to find. It's not like you need a complete pool stick to
Yeah.
freaking throw
Well,
that bait.
And let's just face it, if you're throwing something like that, you're committed to that kind of fishing style anyway. So you're already preparing yourself to throw heavier baits.
We picked it up and played with it. It's not that heavy.
Yeah.
It don't feel it.
No, when you look at it, you're like, holy smokes, that's 3 glide baits together. And when you pick it up, you're like, it's not that bad. And it's only got 3 hooks.
That's what I was going to say. I'm glad you said that, because
The bottom bait has 2 hooks, and then the one in the center has a nose hook on it. And you can tie from the center, or you can tie from the top.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
it's
tie
got
on the
just as
top.
many
and get
hooks
it
as
in.
a jerk bait. I don't see why it won't be legal.
No.
Yeah, so yeah,
No
it's
question on
not
that.
like an A rig where you can put 5 on there. So I don't see them banning it. Now, if you're throwing it in a tournament situation, you committing to that for
Yeah.
sure.
Spro gonna make a rod for it too.
Spro's got a ride for it, I bet.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
And they got
I think
that reel
do.
too.
So that is the
That reel
the
looked nice.
Rojas,
The 300.
the 300,
Mhm.
which you
Mhm.
guys will be seeing in my hand shortly.
Yeah, their swim bait rod. Their swim bait rod will handle that thing. all day
It
long.
is. I think it is going to retail about 130. Now that is that's high for a lot of people, but these glide bait guys that come on here all the time, they're always talking about throwing $200 glide baits, which I won't do, because I know as soon as he said he took some money in case one of y'all needed bailed out. Kevin, that's not
That's
true.
just an excuse.
Hey, you never know. I mean, it's not a bad idea.
We probably could have got bailed out. Probably should have the other night. We'll get to them stories here in a little bit. Far Dog from out southeast Oklahoma. Been missing you, Georgia boys. Hey, seriously, I hope it finally stopped raining out there for you. It stopped raining here, and it's just turned into hell. It is just hot
It is
and
well
miserable.
done.
Hot and miserable. Fred Ashcraft wants to know, Kevin. This is a question for you, Kevin, in the comments. Which person would need bailing out first? Of all of us here, who needs to get bailed out first?
It's Danny. I think it's Danny.
I have a good time, my man. I do. Jerry,
Well, I can tell you there's going to be some stories tonight that probably, if nothing else, there'll be some HR calls if we were in a business.
Fred, you'll probably have your own assessment here very shortly.
Yeah.
look, Christy says Danny. I don't want to hear that from you, Christy.
No, man,
Yeah,
you
well,
sit down.
I was going to say, there's definitely.
You pipe down.
That is
there's
Tony's wife, and we're going to get that. Kevin says me. Kevin says me. You know what? I'm the life of the party. That's it. I'm just also the one not scared to go do stuff. This kind of heat makes you want to go to church and repent. Thad, no doubt. Seriously. What's up, Rob? And I'll get that email to you, Rob, as soon as I can. Look at Christy says so. So for
She's
you
hanging
guys,
in there, y'all.
in the comment section, Christy is Tony's wife.
Yeah.
And we've seen a side of Tony's wife this weekend that I don't think we expect. I didn't have it on my bingo card.
I don't think Tony expected it.
I know like hell you did. Tiffany Gravett says, I got $5 on Danny. What are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? We'll get to all that. I tell you now, a lot of people on social media and we've talked about this on the lunch break. You're going to see these videos, especially on Facebook, really downing Icast this year, saying, it's not the same, it's going downhill and all that. I got a different perspective because this is the 1 year. Last year we were down there for the TV show. The year before we were there as the retail shop. This year I work with Digital Sportsman. And I will tell you this. Yesterday I got an email for all the guys that were involved with Digital Sportsman. They said it was 100 times better for them this year than it was last year, and they already booked for next year.
Good.
It was that quick. They went ahead and booked before we even left on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, Anthony, he goes, Danny, go ahead and just plan on being here next year. And I was like, yes, sir. I like it. I like it. So I think it depends on your perspective of what you want to see when you were going down there.
Yeah.
How about this? Just if we're going to talk disappointing things, let's go ahead. What was your biggest disappointment? Because you two walked around a lot more than I did. And Clint,
My biggest disappointment was not being there.
yeah, Clint didn't get.
I didn't get to go. I had the
Same.
biggest FOMO of my entire life, sitting there just in the office, seeing all these pictures. My buddy Ian decided it would be hilarious to tell all his friends, including pros, hey, text Clint and be like, where you at?
Yeah.
Give him a call. Tell him, hey, are you at Icast? And just make him feel bad about not being at Icast. Send him all the pictures you can, everything.
So you're just getting lit up.
Oh, yeah. I had 38 missed calls on Monday.
Oh man,
Wow.
It would have been a lot. You'd have had a good time with us.
I called every one of them back to it. They all made me jealous. I was like, oh, God.
See, and really,
Y'all suck.
it's fun. Like I said, it is what it is. What you make it. Mitchell,
So continue.
yeah,
Tim,
I want to
sorry.
make sure if I didn't miss any
Cut you
comments
off.
right there. So anyway,
No.
go ahead. So Tim, what did disappoint you?
I'm
Let's
trying
just
to
be
think of
honest.
something that really disappointed me. I mean, the whole thing was great. There's really nothing disappointing.
It was
I
what you
would try
expected.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay, I'll get to Steve here in a second. What about you, Tony?
Again, for me, it was my lack of planning going into it. That was the only disappointing thing. Because I mean, when you get down there and realize the size of it and the opportunity that presents itself,
Mhm.
if you're in trying to get into the market or just to meet people, and you're going, there were so many people I could have talked to that I didn't. I missed the opportunity to speak to because they were either busy and I didn't get back around to them, or we were filming or whatever. That would be my only disappointment, is that I didn't take more advantage of what was offered. And I've got a plan for next year.
I got you.
So-
I do have something that disappointed me.
What's that?
Happy hour.
It did disappoint me.
No, last year they had much cooler cups to carry home.
Okay, so your free beer didn't come in as cool.
My
of a
free
cup.
beer didn't come in
Man.
this really cool. I mean, I got the cool cups that was out, but it's like the rest of them were in the
That's
little
it.
tin
That's it.
cups.
Listen, if all you got those to complain about stuff,
If that's all I got to complain about, it's okay, right?
Yeah, you did all right.
I did okay.
We did all right. Trust us. So Jeremy Conrad, I think when the Spider won Best of Show a couple years back, made Icast look gimmicky. I think one of the things you've heard me gripe about it before is some of the bigger companies would just pound you and pound you and pound you on emails to kind of influence the vote.
You can
Almost strong arm you into it.
They'd
Hey,
almost
that spider gets bit though. I made a bunch of videos in college when that thing came out, and I was catching the crap out of them on it. I was throwing it on a spinning rod,
Yeah,
and catching them on it.
and
Oh,
actually,
spin and
I
run.
need to break it back out. It's been a while.
let's
Yeah.
do that. Break it back out. Now I pull up Steve, and then Mitchell Pierce says it's hot as hell here in Lake Oconee. I don't doubt it. I want to see companies be real and honest with their products and realistic with their prices. Stop slapping labels on other people's products or charging a crazy amount of money because you can get it. All right, now let me ask you this, Steve. When
Let's
you
talk tariffs, dog, it's about to get more expensive.
yeah, well, let me ask you this, Steve. When you say companies be real and honest with their products and realistic with their prices, are you talking about on the retail side of things? Or are you talking about on the wholesale side of things? Because it's two totally different things. So I want to know, I'm asking you that for a reason. Now, stop slapping labels on other people's products or charging crazy amounts. That goes on in everything. Think about when you go to Kroger and you buy a Kroger brand. Well, one of your major companies made it.
Yeah, it went down the same line as the big brand.
That's in everything.
Right. for the
Costco
night.
tequila is just like whatever.
Yeah, I mean-
I can't remember now. Sorry.
Well,
But
think. I mean,
Was it like Tito's
guys,
or-
your dirty
or-
jigs,
or-
your dirty jigs that everybody loves. If I'm not mistaken, Nichols ties those.
Mhm.
That's Nichols' product. I mean, it's a dirty jig product, but Nichols puts it together and sells it to dirty jigs or however they got that set up. So I'm just curious as to what you're talking about. I get emails on a daily basis from Chinese battery makers. I'm serious. lithium batteries that I could put Fish North Georgia's label on it and sell it as our product. I won't do it because I'm afraid that that company won't be there in 5 years to warranty the battery. So to me, that's kind of thing. So let's see. They raise prices to cover the excise tax to profit more. Actually, it just depends. It just depends. I don't think every company does that. I really don't think every company does that, especially the smaller ones. I can't speak for your major companies. I do know that we've talked about a certain brand out there that what they did on their high-end stuff, they really didn't raise their prices because of the tariffs, but they did go down to what they sell more of, which is the smaller, cheaper stuff that we buy, and went above and beyond to make up the difference. There are companies doing that. 100%, I agree with you. Yak Attack slapping their sticker on a Chinese motor and acting like they made it. Garmin ain't charging that much for the kayak motors because of tariffs. They want glitter boat money for Rubbermaid boats.
Well, and
Y'all don't know about the Garmin kayak motor that cost $3,500.
Oh, no, I saw it down
You
there.
did?
It
Okay.
looks legit.
It looks legit. It looks legit. But Steve, I get it. But I think you'd find that, in all honesty, a lot of the companies slap a sticker on other things, and I know some local bait manufacturers here.
oh, yeah, I was.
There's local guys here. I promise you, they're not the ones pouring their worms.
Yeah. Well, and
Just trust me on that. But I get what you're saying.
I was going to say, it happens all the way through the market. And Steve, that's a perfect point, and you're pointing that on social media, and that is awesome because that's what needs to happen. If it's not real and true, it quickly comes to the surface. And Clint has said it on this channel one other time before: speak with your dollars, don't buy it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not dogging what Steve's saying. What I'm saying is, it will quickly come to light. The people that are putting the fake stuff out there, they're able to put their money out there, show it at Icast, get a few buyers, but eventually, folks are going to go, that's really not what it should be.
Yeah.
And we got to speak with our dollars. That's the best way.
It is. So, and he said Yak Attack went out of their way to make it sound like they developed that motor that they bought
they
from
did.
Temu.
And people were calling them out left and right online, so
Hey,
they
listen,
went and made a video.
I don't
about
think it worked real good,
Now,
Steve.
listen, no, okay, that's legit. If you can say, hey, that's a Temu motor. I 100% agree with him on that. But just like what Tony just said, the best way to stop that shit is don't buy it.
That's right.
Or buy the Temu version,
Or
and-
buy the
and
Temu
save
version.
$1,000.
And I'll get you a Fish North Georgia sticker. If you're gonna rip it off, just admit it. Okay,
Well, they're not
okay.
gonna do that.
They're not gonna. But I get what you're saying, Steve.
But I mean,
I get what he's saying though.
let's take it one step further. Then why aren't we calling out? And I don't mean that. I hope it doesn't come out the way it's going to sound in my head.
It probably will.
But you got a million people pouring Cincos, from backyard bandits to freaking the high dollars. It's all the same dang thing, but we continue to buy them.
Right.
We're promoting that because we want it cheaper. We want to get, and I know maybe their prices went crazy. What I'm saying is, call them out. Don't buy it. They're not going to admit to it. They're going. If you're going to buy it, they're going to keep making it.
Yeah. So Cam 92 Fox says the Bluetooth steering is kind of cool on that Garmin though.
Yeah, I like the wireless integration to your chart plotter too.
You don't say it's smart wireless integration. He starts pulling out them damn big
You'll
words.
be using them big
We
words
ain't
in
been
here.
back long enough for
Good
that.
Lord.
Old teleprompter purrs
That's
back
what it
there.
is.
But okay, if you're gonna rip it off, admit it. But here is a Temu motor without sticker. You'll buy it because you were dumb. They will sell plenty.
Oh yeah.
Listen,
Garbage weeds itself out eventually anyway. If
Eventually.
it's garbage stuff, it's going to fall apart.
it will. Now,
Word's going to pass around and nobody's going to buy it.
I wasn't okay. So
It's like,
again,
remember when the Savage Gear duck came out and everybody was like, you're throwing a duck and it won like best in show? How many people that throw that thing now?
Right.
zero.
Like it phased
Nobody.
itself
It's
out.
kind of like a slobber knocker.
Yeah,
I have to go back to the slobber knocker. It
yeah, I've
was
seen
best in
plenty
show.
in the clearance stuff.
I still got some on here for 2.5 3 years ago. I can't sell the
Y'all
damn
come
thing.
by these
There's a whole bunch
slobber
back here
knockers,
in the back room.
I get-
Steve
guys,
will buy them.
listen,
He
it won
trusts
best
them
of show.
dang
It wasn't
thing.
best in show, but I told people on this show one time, I said, y'all come get them for $5. And I'm losing money on that.
They're still here.
They're still here. So I get what you're saying.
Oh wait a minute, we got to buy.
Steve likes
Oh,
them
gotta buy her.
slobber knockers.
I'll take all the slobbers.
That's a written agreement.
All right, Steve Billington. All right, listen, you gonna bitch about a damn Temu motor and you gonna buy them slobber knockers?
We'll load you
We'll
up,
load you. If those are ripped off from someone, I'm okay with that one. Okay, listen, Chattanooga.
So wait a minute.
Yeah,
Hold on.
wait a second.
Steve, if this benefits you, you're good with it. But if it's bad,
right.
it's like, no.
But Jeremy Conkright said,
Slobber knocker.
slobber knock suck.
Get him, Fred.
I love the fact, pull this one up. I love the fact Savage Gear called their bait scandal. They put it out there like that. I'm not aware of that.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's a scandal bait?
Depths 250, is that what you said? Looks like a Depths 250. Well, there was a lot of that last year. Now, it is capitalism, Thad Moody Outdoors. And so, hey, he says they win me a lot of money. Steve Billington says that. Well, Steve.
We got you a bucket full of money. We're sitting here waiting then.
Listen, message me on Facebook at Messenger, Danny Pruitt, and I'll tell you what I got left. Cranking and yanking. Hello. So we got our resident I hate forward-facing sonar guy finally here. So appreciate you joining us tonight. You know,
I said with love.
Now I will tell you, this is something that was missing this year. Now,
Yanking Randy Blockett right now.
yeah, last year. Oh, Alex handled that. So you know Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, do I know him?
He's been on here a while.
Yeah, he's.
I know. I've seen him in the comments, but do I know him?
No. He lives in Missouri.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah, he's
No,
one
I'm
of
just
those.
kidding.
He lives out there with Uncle Randy.
Uncle Randy, my ass.
Randy
Anyway,
from Missouri, ain't he?
How about this, Danny? You think whoever pays the most money, they win the best of? From what you've seen, I don't know about paying money.
They pay for the awareness.
The email campaigns, the marketing campaigns that companies do going up to Icast, which I did not see from the major companies this year as much as I did in years past.
You can't tell me that, and I love Rapala, but you cannot tell me that Claptail should have won best hard bait.
I think it's just because it was different.
I think that's what normally wins. Different.
Everybody been lighting the comments up left and right. Well, it's the same thing from last year. No, this one's got a little
It's
thingy
got a
on the
blade.
back
It's
of
got
it.
a
It
blade
goes
on it.
blinky blink. Yeah.
It is
A blinky blink on it.
the real back. Let's see. Oh, listen to him cranking and yanking. FFS fishing's future sucks. Now come on, Randy.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Randy. It don't suck. You know what?
There was no forward-facing sonar used at Icast while we were there.
That's right. There wasn't. Now I
Not
will say
once.
this: last year when we went, you had the Chinese company that came in.
Oh yeah.
They had basically on an iPad what looked like a Garmin. That was not there this year. I didn't see really a lot. I think Humminbird won with their new electronics. What's that new one they get? The Explorer. I think they got it. But here's the thing: is like I don't. Why don't you say something about my mama now, cranking? I respect you too much to do that.
Mama said forward-facing sonar is the devil.
It's
There
the
it
devil.
is.
That's the devil. That's right. Forward-facing sonar is the devil. Fred Ashcraft said the new jerkbait should have won the hard baits. Yeah, I mean the jackhammer or nothing. Mini Max and the JDM chatterbait's hard to beat also, but the baby jackhammer kind of let me down. I'm telling you guys that Spro cover jumper. I'm just telling you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like
I'm
those.
just telling you. It starts up every bit as fast. It's got a better hook. Maybe need to expand the color selection a little bit, but I'm just telling you, I've thrown them both, and I've gave them the guys, and I said compare them side by side. It's $4 cheaper.
I do want to throw that because I bought the baby jack at the Classic this year, and I went and caught 24 pounds on it. Like the first time out with it, and I was like, "This thing is legit."
I haven't thrown one of the
but
small
like
ones.
I don't know, but it could have just been the time of year.
It could have been.
That was Chad wearing the. Okay, now I know who he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Okay,
So
so
I'm reading the comments here about the PFD that they were talking about.
read
Plate
that
carrier.
comment from Thad.
Did y'all see the heavyset fellow with a plate carrier PFD? And then down in the comments, they identify who it was. I didn't realize I didn't realize he was wearing it.
Oh, yeah.
It said Hoover, but Steve said Hoover was wearing it.
That was Chad.
I didn't even see the big guy with the thing.
I saw Chad, but I wasn't paying attention to what he was wearing. I didn't.
I didn't see it. Spro does make a chatterbait, but it's called the cover jumper. And it's supposed to be designed a little bit to be able to bring it through stuff a little bit better.
It's a bladed jig. It's not a chatterbait.
That's right, bladed jig.
Yeah,
What
see.
hooks are they using? Gamakatsu, however you want to pronounce that. Danny, are y'all going to have a booth at the Classic? Hell no. Hell no. Not
If you'll pay for it, we'll set it up.
number one is like we're not set up to do those kind of shows, and number two, they're a pain in the ass. I have no.
If you take the 10 or 15 grand it costs to actually go and do that,
Yeah.
and put it towards marketing or equipment for the podcast or something towards a TV show or in the shop, like you got to think like your profit, your ROI on that for a smaller company isn't there.
It's not.
That's why you see smaller companies phasing out of that. It's like I love the Bassmaster Classic. It's fishing Christmas. It's my favorite thing every year, but it's for those bigger companies to showcase what they have, not necessarily the best show for those smaller companies to set up a booth to where you get an ROI.
Yeah,
like if you're going to spend 15 grand, that's like a monumental thing for your business. Put it into marketing or something that's going to raise awareness for your brand, not necessarily 3 days in a hope that people are going to see you and every other brand in the industry at the same time.
Yeah, we can use that money.
I mean, FNG,
somewhere else.
we may be at the Classic.
Oh, I know. No, I plan on going.
I'm
to
going.
We might be
so-
coming around irritating you and asking you questions.
We'll be there signing autographs.
Yeah.
Huh? We'll sign some autographs.
Sign some autographs. Ask you some trivia questions.
Trivia questions. Yeah, we'll be there, but we're not. It just doesn't sit right with our business model, if that makes sense. But I do think for bigger companies, it's great. And you know what? It's also really good for companies that have a lot of clearance product to get rid of that product too. That's why you see a lot of rods, 3 for $99 and
Oh yeah.
that's why you see a lot of that.
Dumping some inventory.
They do dump some inventory. Let's see. Thrift's big blade chatterbait, the only way to go. Y'all ever thrown that in?
The what?
Thrifts.
Not thrifts, but I've thrown the Z-Man big blade. They're
Yeah.
pretty nice.
I'm not a chatterbait fan, so I mean, I throw a spinnerbait more than I do that. And I don't fish in places like Gunnersville and all, or even over there in Weiss, where it's.
They're really good at grass. So
Yeah.
You wouldn't think you could throw that thing and pull it through grass, but it'll come through.
So Jeremiah says, actually, that Strike King Thunder Cricket wasn't bad either. Just the skirt collar was annoying, and the hook was a gaff.
It does have a big hook.
Yeah, so I get that. So anyway, so we saw a lot of stuff. Met a lot of great people. I think you guys have watched the lunch break. You heard some of the stories about some of the people I've met. I'm not on TikTok now, so we can talk about the crazy German who.
Yeah, we're banned from there. For a
We're
while.
banned for 3 days from TikTok. I can't get back on live to the 25th. How they go 3 days, I don't know what it is. Braves losing 5-0, bottom of the 5th. Thank you for letting me know. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, my wife got me on the Hank Cherry jerkbait rod at the Hartwell Classic. Listen, I mean, the Classic is perfect for what it is, and you get some fantastic deals and all that. You're not going to get them at Icast like that. What the hell was I getting ready to say?
Some of the stories.
You're
we
talking
heard.
about,
Did you hear the German?
Yeah.
Have you heard my German story?
I mean, I heard it until you got knocked off today on the top.
He just
So what do you think about midgets, Clint?
it's little people.
Little people.
It's
We
little
can't
people.
see him.
I don't
about
think
little
so.
people?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Danny,
This is-
what's up with showing Seth's boobs?
Uh-oh.
I'm going to get to that. Midget tossing. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But it's little people tossing.
Evidently, it's a sport in Germany.
This guy sat down, and first of all, he was German. I mean, he said it was
Little
German.
people tossing.
And
Instead of
in
laughing.
college, that they would pay a little person $1,000 to chunk them against the wall, and they made sure that at the end of the night they got paid and they got laid.
Yep.
Yeah.
You like that rap? You like that?
Good rhyme.
Little rhyme. But that's true. But then he was talking about Germany building up the defense system, and that he said this to me. I mean, he was laughing, but I think he's serious. 3rd time's a charm.
That's
Yeah,
what he
That's
said.
what he
did
said.
say
I
that.
think he truly believes that.
3rd time's a charm. He goes, watch out for Germany. 3rd time's a charm. Have you say it like that?
Yeah. He was a big guy.
He was
Yeah.
big. He was a big
He's
fella.
probably 6.5 foot easy.
Oh yeah, and Steve Harvey's a big dude. I know everybody's seeing it going across social media. I mean, he was right there, 6 foot from us and all that. He's a big. I didn't realize how big of a dude he is,
Yeah.
and he had to wear that mask. He was trying to hide, but you can't hide.
No, he was identified pretty quick off the go.
He
so.
was. Jeremy says, I don't need to be a little person to take that deal. I think I'd let somebody chunk me. Yeah, they have to have a suit with Velcro and a helmet. They stick to the wall. Some have targets.
Yeah.
No joke. This is what this guy was
This is
telling
what
us.
this guy was telling us.
We're
This is
not
what
making
they-
this up.
this- and we could. I don't think he ever told us where he went to college, but I missed that sport. I never got a chance to do that. Probably better off that I didn't. But those were the kind of people that you'd meet. Justin Malcolm, hey, new to the channel. Appreciate you
Welcome
joining us.
here.
Joined at the
And,
right
and,
time.
listen,
Yeah,
and,
where you from, Justin?
and hopefully we don't run you off tonight. How about here? Oh, we got a serious question. Cranky Yankin. Does the average angler like me really need a rod for every type of lure? I don't think so. That
No.
my answer to that question is no, you don't.
But you're gonna do it anyway. But you
It's-
don't need it.
It's all on you. It's user preference.
Yeah, so like take the Spro rock crawler rod, crankbait rod. That's what it's designed for. But the way it fits me is, I'm a little shorter in stature. It makes a great jerkbait rod. I use it as a jerkbait rod, and I'm sure you guys have that rod or two that multi-purpose.
Oh yeah.
And it's different for everybody. Toss Alex. We could toss Alex because he don't weigh but like 92 pounds.
Danny's the short one, all right. And
Huh?
Danny's our midget. You're the short one.
Dude, I weigh 2 times you weigh, though. I don't think you could throw me. But I tell you what we could do. We can line up some bowling pins. I'd let y'all roll me down a hill or something like that.
There you go.
Huh?
Get a bunch of barrels or
Get a
something.
bunch of barrels and see. Jim Wright says 7.3 medium heavy covers a lot of baits. That sounds like something that would come out of Alabama. There's a lot of things. But this guy was from Germany, so I don't know. But I will tell you this. I did a podcast with Tim Hancock, and he said, okay, true, you don't. However, you don't need 12 or 13 clubs to play golf with either.
No.
But you got a club for each individual shot and all that. So a lot of guys look at it that way. We'll start this. How many rods do you have in your boat right now?
Right now, I've got 25.
25.
So, like, on that rod topic, like, I started out in a kayak with 2 rods, and Jeremiah Giles has them right there. 7-foot medium spinning rod and a 7.3 medium heavy casting rod. Best place to start. You can get started, throw a Texas rig, jig, everything on that medium heavy. You can throw a swim bait. You can throw whatever. You can throw a lot on that. You can get away with a lot of different baits on that spinning rod. Great place to start. But where it does make a difference and why I've run 25 rods is like you learn about what gets the job done and what eliminates those variables and controls the controllables in a situation. So when you're going to land a fish, let's say I throw a treble hook bait on that 7.3 medium heavy rod and I'm going to land a fish, your chances of landing that fish go way down because you don't have the proper parabolic bend. You might hook that fish. You might be able to present that bait to that fish to where it bites, but now you got to land it. So if you have too stiff of a rod and you're not throwing the right line and your drag's not set properly, even with all those variables set properly, it still makes it harder to land that fish versus being on a glass rod with S-glass or something like that that's meant to take the load. Like you want your rod to work with you, not against you. And so when you have those technique-specific rods, they help you cast farther. They help you land fish better. Like with a dedicated drop shot rod, it's meant to bend vertically because typically you're vertically fishing with the drop shot. And so it bends better straight up and down to keep that hook penetrated. Just how you set the hook, it'll keep that same hook angle when you're arm up trying to land the fish on the side of the boat like Brandon Pollock and make it look pretty. It does make a difference when you have the right rod for the right application. And it's also a great way to learn a new technique. So when I was really starting to branch out and go from being in the kayak to being in a boat, I remember I bought my first deep cranking rod. I was like, I want to learn how to deep crank. I've never done it because I never had the right rod to throw it. So I went and bought a $200 Tatula Elite rod. And I was like, this is a lot of money for a rod. And I was like, this is the most expensive rod I've ever had. But it made me learn how to go throw that technique. So I went out that summer and I caught more fish on a DT20 than I've ever caught in my life, and was learning a new technique because I've forced myself financially and technique specific to get my use out of that rod. So like it is something else that you have to think about is like when you have these technique specific rods, yeah, you're going to be like, okay, I want to do that for this. I want to learn this technique. And that's how I kind of started building my rod collection over the years. And like, yeah, I have 25 rods. I also work with a rod company on different things with Alpha Angler. And then it's also been with them for 5 years. So it's like, yeah, you start getting a couple rods every quarter and start to build that arsenal of rods. I mean, I have rods that I've had for 10 years now. And so it might sound crazy, like, why do you have 25 rods? And it's like, well, I've been building and addicted to the sport for 10 years. So you don't have to have 25 right off the bat. And it's like, well, why do you have 5 spinning rods on one side and you've got 7 bait casters on the other? It's like, well, I want to be able to rotate. If you're fishing super fast on Lake Lanier and you want to be able to rotate, okay, they acted weird to this, let's rotate and use something different. Or I want to be able to go skip a buzz bait, throw a spinner bait, and then also be able to finesse with a drop shot and have different options versus cutting and retying, wasting time. Like when it comes to those situations where you're trying to be as efficient as possible and you don't want to have to keep switching different techniques and different rods, it does make a big difference. Do you need it? Is it necessary? No. At the highest level, yes. So it's all about your preference. If you're just out there having a good time, no, you don't need the best rod out there possible. But the reason the pros fish with the best stuff, one, it's because they've worked their way up to needing that, but then also it gives them the competitive advantage of efficiency and time on the water is everything. Every single second counts. And so being able to have different rods, different options for different actions, I think it does make a big difference. You don't need it, but start building that arsenal. It's just like anything in life. Like if you start out, like I just started bow hunting. I just got a bow. I'm not starting with the best bow in the world. I got me a used bow. And no, I'm not going to start off with a $3,000 bow. I got a $400 bow off my buddy, and I'm going to start building. But no, I'm not going to go out there this year in Sitka camo and be rocking the best rangefinder and have the best arrows and all this stuff. That's the only way you kill deer, though.
I thought so.
Yeah, like I'm starting from the bottom, and it's cool because it's a new challenge. You're starting from the bottom. I was just talking with Tony about filming content. No, you don't need to buy that Sony $5,000 Sony camera to start off. Like learn how to tell the story. So learn how to get the bite, learn how to catch the fish. And when you start losing fish, start asking yourself why and start going through that process. Because at the end of the day, you can have the best of the best stuff, but it doesn't mean you can catch the best fish. I mean, there's 100 pros on the Elite Series, and there's still 50 that finish in the bottom 50 every single tournament.
Yeah.
And they all have the best of the best. They all have the best of the best equipment. So you can't blame it on the equipment. They all have it, you know? And so it's like at the end of the day, it's how you use your equipment, whether it's a rod, a bow, a truck, a car, whatever equipment is at your disposal, whether you're using Ryobi tools or Milwaukee tools, it doesn't matter. Like it's all about how you use the tool at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think
ran over. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But no, it was good. But could you get away with 2? Yep. But like you said, as you progress, and some people are comfortable with 2 and they'll stay at 2. Now, somebody up there, going up comment section.
I knew you were going
I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
I saw that comment.
I'm not. But Archie Lee, is Danny's height and waist measurements the same? I ain't round. I'm just pleasantly plump. But I am fixing to start a diet. Guys, I quit dipping this week. Give me a week or 2 to get over this shock, and then I'm going on a diet. And I'm going to be buff again. Would this explanation work on my wife? Brandon, nothing works on a woman. No. You
Don't
just
try it.
What you got to do is you got to repeat that and you got to stick with it. But it ain't gonna work at the end of the day.
No,
you just forget that. The pros don't pay for it. Shoot, they don't. Absolutely. So, but that doesn't mean you can't get the best stuff as you progress and do that, or you can stay. Like I said, you have the options.
And pros definitely pay for a lot of them.
They do, but they don't get as much as you think.
Yeah, they pay for a lot more stuff than people think.
Throwing that higher end stuff at the end of an 8 or a 12-hour day, you're going to notice it in your elbows and your shoulders because they ain't going to hurt as much as they did with that $20 rod you got at Academy.
Think about throwing an A-rig on a $100 rod versus a $300 or $400 rod. Like that's a lot of weight. It's a lot. Or the K-rig, for example, if you throw it on a $150 swim bait rod, it's going to feel a lot different versus if you throw it on a $400 rod all day. Like if you're throwing something that's going to be taxing, or even just a spinning rod, if you're dragging a shaky head on a $100 combo versus a $300-$400 combo, it's going to feel different. You might cast farther. It's going to be lighter in your hand, balance better, quality guides. Like there's a lot of components of a rod that make it worth spending the extra money on. And you got to think like if like if you're gonna invest your money in a good rod, do it in the technique that you use a lot or not at all. It's like one of the two. Like whatever you want to learn, it's a good way. Like I was talking about earlier. But also, like if you are a shaky head hammer or a wacky rig hammer like Danny, you need a good wacky rig rod. Like that would be Danny's first big rod purchase. Needs to be a 7-foot medium spinning rod. That's just dialed.
Absolutely. I mean, I started out with just a couple. I started out with just a couple of rods, and then I found out by trial and error, it's like, okay, this one ain't got enough backbone. You know, I'm having to swing from the cheap seat, so now I need one that's got a little bit more backbone, a little faster tip.
Yeah,
and you just slowly collect them because I probably got 25 or 30 in my boat.
You know why I only carry 18 rods in my boat?
because you still got 7 to go.
Because I don't own 19. That's only.
That's exactly right.
I mean,
That's a good
every time I get a rod, it goes right in the boat. My wife's like, I thought you couldn't get any more rods. It's just
Well, that's what's in the boat. If you look hanging up over the boat, I've got more than that shed.
I guess I would have 10 or 11 in my boat right now. I throw 3, but I got 10 or 11 just in case. But yeah,
you always got to have some on the deck for decoration.
You do, or to throw your competitors off.
If it's tournament morning, you got some
Yeah.
you got some janky stuff tied on out there. So
Pull up Mitchell Pierce's comment. I like this. Okay, guys, it does work on some wives. That's how I got my forward-facing sonar. Sorry,
well, congratulations, Mitchell.
You get a golf clap.
Outstanding.
You get a golf clap from the
girls
crowd.
are pretty receptive to forward-facing. When they see it work, they're like, okay, I can understand why you want this. This is cool.
They're fascinated.
100%. I took my wife last year. We went to a hump at Lake Wedowee.
You went to hump.
Well, we didn't hump, but we went to a hump.
Okay.
At Lake Wedowee.
So
Listen, clarification.
on Lake Wee Wee.
Drop shot, and she got to see it. She was, pretty impressed with forward facing. So yes, you're 100%.
I do think so, but not to sound elitist, because I heard that term thrown out a lot this week. What he's saying is, I mean, can you get away with 2 or 3 rods?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you find something that works and use rods for multiple things? Yes. But just as you grow, if you so choose, you can build up, get specific like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Christy said, this is Tony's wife, it was cool.
Yeah.
The humping?
Well,
The humping on Wee Wee,
That's
or
always
See, look at Fred Ashcraft.
I'm confused.
Went to the hump.
went to the hump.
Yeah. Right. So I know Christy now, so we can get away with saying stuff like that. Which ones do y'all? This will be the last question, and then we'll get to the question night. And then after the question of the night, we'll get into. We can still talk fishing, but we'll talk to you about some of the stuff that you guys don't get to see that happens at Icast afterwards.
Shenanigans.
The shenanigans. All right, which ones do y'all use the most? I don't leave my house without the jig rod, drop shot rod, and cranking combos, and they all range from 400 to 900. I will tell you this: my favorite rod that I own. My favorite, it's not that expensive, is an FX Extreme Angler 7.4 spinning rod. Just because it does multiple things for me. I can wacky with it. I can drop shot with it. It's not specific to all of those, but I can do a little bit. And I'm one that I throw a lot of open hooks. I break off a lot, so I'm willing to tie and just do different things like that. But I do like the FX, but it's not that higher end. It's not the most expensive combo that I got. But it's my favorite. So it's just in my hands.
It works for you.
It's just my favorite.
Yeah.
I've got far more expensive ones, but that one right there is just something about it that is for my hands. It's just balanced, and I like it.
How many times have you maybe went fishing with somebody else and you didn't carry all your stuff? And they're like, "Here, you're welcome to use this," and they're like, "Man, I love this rod. I gave all this for it," and you're over here going, "Yeah, it's nice," and you're thinking, "Man, I don't like it."
Right? Or they reel with the wrong hand. On the spinning rod, guys.
You just turn it upside down and go back.
Do what you got to do.
No problem.
Anyway, let's make sure. Pull up Kevin's comment, because Kevin is the godfather.
That's right.
And he has the wisdom.
Oh, gee.
Why? My wife and I have a deal. Whatever I spend on fishing, she can spend on shopping. That's fair.
Fair.
That's fair.
That's why she has a safe with her
purses
in it.
Because Kevin walks around with damn $1,000 in his pocket everywhere to go shopping and buy fishing stuff.
Just in case.
Just in case. That's his gambling money. All right. So let's do this one. Let's go ahead and let's do our question tonight. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, this will kind of lead into the other stuff. So let's talk about our buddies over at Serve IT. If your company, whether big or small, needs a 100% all-inclusive IT management solution, Serve IT is the company for you. Customer service, absolutely outstanding. I wish I could get that business model over here on my wall. It's one of the most amazing things I've seen. It's a flow chart, but just to watch the way they do their business from the outside, it's just incredible. Also, too, American-based company. And again, it doesn't matter whether your company is large or small. If you're a serious company, you need IT management. So check out Serve IT at serveit.com and see if what they do fits your needs. And I can guarantee you it probably does.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Alex, you may not know the answer to this, and somebody's going to get it fast. I'm going to give you a pack of horny toads, whoever wins this tonight.
Woo.
Some Zoom green pumpkin horny toads.
Use them on the hump.
Use them on the
Yeah.
hump. I'm still trying to catch up with her. Kevin said, yeah, listen, though. I get it. All right. So if you've been paying attention to social media, you've probably heard it said or you've seen pictures. However, down there at Icast, what was my preferred drink at the after parties?
Oh, that's a good one.
It's easy, but they've got to be paid attention to all the other social media we do to understand that. What was my preferred drink down at Icast for the after parties? And I promise you I had way too many of them.
I've got a picture or two of the table, and that was after the waitress come by and took a load of glasses back. And I kind of felt
Nope,
bad.
not rum and coke. There you go. Coleman Jones got it. The old fashioned.
Oh, hey, shout out Coleman Jones. He just got engaged.
Yeah, he did.
Poor
Congrats,
fella.
He did. Congrats. And
Hey, come up Sunday, man. I got a
yeah, well, I'm
party
married
and
to
everything, man.
Do a twofer.
now, you're close, Justin Malcolm Whiskey. Brad John, it is an old fashioned. That is the cocktail of cocktails. But Coleman
That's
Jones,
the grown-ass man drink.
Coleman, you out-punted your coverage, dude. You better hold on to that one. Is all I got to say. You better hold on to that. We're happy for you. Horny toads must be cousins with the frocks. The hell's a frock? That's your woman.
I don't think I need to explain that.
Oh,
That was
That's
remember her
that's
problem with the tassels on the frogs. What she thought that was.
yeah. She
We
thought.
can't talk.
She
And
thought.
since
That,
she's watching, she can't. I can't even the swim baits that were hanging on the walls.
she thought he was.
Guess
in
where
a-
her mind went with that? She's
She
like,
thought
"What
he
kind of
was in-
store were
yeah.
you in?"
She thought he was in an adult bookstore.
She's like, "What's that? What are in those long boxes?" I said, "They're swim baits, honey."
Yeah, she didn't think.
Oh,
she didn't think so.
No.
However,
Not at all.
However, what rye or bourbon do you prefer in your old fashioned?
Whatever they're handing.
I was gonna say whatever
I
they're
had
bringing out.
Buffalo Trace.
If
is
it's
most
an
of them.
open bar, it's whatever they deliver to us.
So
I mean,
so the first night we went to Quantum's, or rather Outdoors. We went to their after party.
yeah, rather out.
Let me tell you what's cool about this, guys, and I'm being damn serious about this before we get talking all the shenanigans. You got Hammond's 35 minutes from the store. Okay, I do not view them as competition. I view them as a fellow store in the area. Now, in the 5 years that we've had this, I've had many a conversation with Tim over there, but I've never talked to Jason Hammonds. I've never had a conversation. I was able at one of these after parties to sit down with Jason Hammonds, have a couple of drinks. We talked a little business. We talked a little life. And I actually thought it was very, very cool. And I told him, I'm like, dude, why ain't we talk? You know, I said that several times, probably more than several times, but it was very cool. And then the following night, that was Tuesday night. And then Wednesday night, we did it again. So no, Tuesday night, we were just at the hotel bar across the street.
Yeah, he was.
That was Tuesday.
Yeah, I flew
And
in
then
Wednesday.
you
morning.
weren't there. And then Wednesday night was the Rather Outdoors party. So, but that was pretty cool to see somebody that, you know, is in the business with me. And we just were able to sit down over a couple of nice drinks and just talk and shoot the shit and, you know, have some fun. Which that night was at what was the name of that hotel right across the street? Buffalo Trace is good
Rosin
stuff.
Rosin Center.
Rosin
See,
Center.
I know all this stuff, and I wasn't even
Clint
there.
wasn't even there. He knows
Oh,
what
that, yeah, we got a
just
funny
because
story.
all my
We
friends
got a
were
funny
telling
story
me.
about that.
Because his phone was levitating with
So-
10,000
so-
pictures.
First of all, Ryan Hanks of Cast, and I hope he's watching. You get a couple drinks in Ryan, and he turns into a moody little and he's loud and he won't let you get a word in. And people actually thought he and I were arguing, and we weren't. We were just talking because I had to get louder than he for him to hear me, and he had to get louder, and we're pointing fingers at each other, and people think, the women, that's the first time they'd experienced it. That's just the way Ryan and I talk with each other. But it was very, wouldn't you say, animated?
Oh, yeah, it was very animated.
Yeah.
I think y'all was fixing to scratch it out, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
He's got the passion, man.
Oh no, so that's what it
He
is.
does.
You got, and he gets them bitty little cheeks all rosy, and he's just like, let me tell you about class, and all that. And it was great, But I was sitting across from him. But if you didn't know the way Ryan and I talked to each other, you'd be like, oh my Lord, these guys are about to throw down, and we weren't. I love Ryan Hanks, and I have a good time every time I get with him. Kevin, what the hell is Kevin? Right, Rick Clunn and Roland Martin.
Is he guessing the question of the?
There's a conversation going on we don't know about?
Maybe, I don't know. So
maybe he's explaining what a frock is.
That's not it. You might have one.
We're way off on that.
Tiffany,
So-
what was the other name that you came up with? Just put it in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
So anyway, I'm sitting there with Jason Hammonds, and then we're sitting there with Ryan, and Ryan's getting all animated, and this is what's fun. And somehow, and I'm going to say it because I have to say it because I think it'd be funnier if I said it, or at least I can share the way your reaction was to it. So we're loud. It is loud as all get going. Steve Harvey, who was there, they were like, he came into the conversation, and I think it was more my wife and Tony's wife and those that are, and my daughter and all that down on that side. He's talking to somebody. Jim Wright says.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there. Me and Ryan is sitting there, and Jason Hammond's just sitting there grinning at both of us. We're talking about going to get another tattoo. We hadn't got to that point of the night, and all of a sudden, the conversation on this end turned into them wanting to meet Steve Harvey. I'm totally freaking oblivious to what the hell's going on down here, and Tony's actually over here with us. At some point, loud as hell, people talking. It gets dead silent when Tony's wife goes, "To win, I'll show him my boobs." It got totally quiet. And we're like, and Tony's head drops like, holy shit, I can't believe my wife just said that. Every one of our heads snapped, and we're like, really? We're trying to figure out what she was saying was she was talking about if she got on the Family Feud, and you know how them women get there and they'll start jumping up and down a little bit, trying to get the guy like that. So she was talking something very serious. All we heard was boobs, and she was going to throw them out there. And but it was like, it was loud, dead silent crickos.
Yeah.
Dildos and frock rings. She's just putting the F.
Yeah.
That's what
She said that to me, and she had to say it 3 times because I'm like, what?
Look, see, Ryan's there. Look at that. See, I had an absolute blast seeing you guys. That was fun getting riled up. Glad you finally met Jason. Ryan, listen, every time your little daggum buttery cheeks get up there, you get all red and everything. You just, you like a damn bantam rooster just going off. And it was fun. Ryan, I love you, and you know that.
Yeah,
and it was absolutely a good time. But even as funny as she said the boobs came out, was the second I looked at her, I turned right around and I looked at Tony. Tony's head is just down, and I don't know if it was shame or what it was, if it was shock, but his head was down here like, look, she says, oh my God, look, and listen, she's a funny drunk. She had a good
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Fired up, brother. Grown ass man's here. What's up, fellas? Well, we talking grown ass man things right now. But Tony's got his head down in his lap.
That's Bass and Bougie. That's Mike.
That's Mike.
Mike Porter.
Hey, Mike, how you doing,
What's up,
buddy?
buddy?
Or according to his wife, Michael.
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 Yeah, but listen, but Tony, it was like, and that led to the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
I think when we're talking about at the end of the day, I know I was double digits on the old fashions.
That was the first
pounded.
night.
That was the first
That's
night.
first night.
First night. How many did you have?
Oh, I didn't.
What was your drinking choice that night? What was your wife drinking?
The first night she wasn't drinking.
She was sober.
No,
she
she
said
was
that.
dead sober when
He
she
just
said
threw
that.
her under the bus
Hey,
right there.
listen,
No skid marks or nothing.
No, the second night
The second night she was.
she was. Yeah, she.
Yeah,
Was,
that was the Denny's night.
yeah,
that was the
Denny's
Denny's night. But
First night she was.
but the
You're
best-
not drunk at Denny's sometimes. I mean, it's just not an adventure.
but
right?
the best part of that is me and Ryan are over there arguing. Not arguing. We're having fun. Jason Hammonds is just sitting there going like, I just met this idiot. Like that. Tony's over there and all that. And all of a sudden actually I was drinking mimosas.
Oh, okay. Well, I
She
missed
was
that.
hiding the
I
drinks
missed that.
behind you.
I missed that.
But all of a sudden, so now we've established to win at Family Feud, Tony's wife is willing to go all out. Now, Tony, what do you think about that?
I mean,
They're
they're nice
not
to
much
look
money.
at. They're nice to
How
look
much
at.
money's on the board
Yeah,
at the
they're
Family
nice to
Feud?
look at,
I mean,
son.
Top 5 questions, top 5 answers on the board.
Hey, If we're winning, hey,
And the Column family takes home the grand prize.
That's right. So I was drinking vodka tonic. That's what he was drinking that night. So anyway, so that was night one. And then, of course, we wake up.
Having 2, 3 o'clock.
Dude,
The chat was quiet that day.
Oh, man, listen, we had to work the next day. Now, Tim flies in. And so we hit, for those of you that don't know, she goes, hell yeah, baby. So for those of you that don't know, at Icast, at 4 p.m. every day, we're all sitting there like freaking coyotes on a dead deer waiting for the open bars at a lot of the places.
Happy hour.
They reel the carts out.
Oh, you answering questions over there? Yeah. You're doing the serious work now.
I'm trying.
You know why? Because you weren't there.
Yep.
To have all this fun that we're
But he
having.
knows everything went on because he had a play-by-play.
He did have a play-by-play. So then we hit happy hour. Tim has already established that he was disappointed with the cup selection.
Well, they were okay.
But it was not. But we had fun.
We did.
We had fun. So what you do there is you are allowed to mingle for the next 2 hours. And then at 6 o'clock, they shut them lights off. You got to get out.
They ain't joking. It's 6 o'clock. It's like you ain't got to go home, but you ain't staying here.
They flip the lights
on
one little time.
They do. So what we did was then at that point, we went and wasted a little bit of time until we were fortunate enough to go to the Rather party.
Yeah.
Now, Tony.
Well, wait a minute. That was also the night that Georgia Bassmaster you got Marshall pretty good.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, listen. So every year at Icast, I got to grab somebody's ass. That's just my calling card. So last year it was what's that old dude from up north?
Babe Winkle.
So last year I grabbed a handful of.
That's like a legendary ass grab.
I did.
Right
I guarantee I'm the only person at Icast ever to grab Babe Winkleman's ass, and he enjoyed it. I think he liked it. So this year my victim was Marshall Stamps, Georgia Bassmaster, and we pulled a sneak attack that you can kind of tell about it.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead and tell about it.
I started walking toward him with a phone, filming. So naturally, everybody that kind of knows when you're coming at somebody with a phone, they're here it comes. Don't know what they're going to say or whatever. He's totally him and Mullet. They're standing there chit chatting. Danny goes around a display and comes out from behind. And Marshall's eyes did the old ooga thing. I mean, his eyes got that big and bright.
There was video evidence. Now, I will say this.
I got the video right here.
I was standing there talking to him, had no idea y'all were doing that.
Yeah, even Tony wasn't in on it. He had no clue that this was coming.
I can say this. Marshall's ass is a lot firmer than Babe Winkleman's.
Thanks for sharing that.
Well, I mean, Babe
was wondering a while ago. We were talking about it.
Babe's in his 80s. Marshall's good-looking dude up there. Right. He's fit and all that. I give him out of 10. I mean, I give him a solid 9.
Who on the planet's ever grabbed Babe Winkleman's ass? I mean,
I have.
Danny.
Danny, right.
Hey, if you're around me, you guys better watch out. I'm gonna get old grown-ass man's next year. He's on the target list.
Uh-oh.
Kevin's trying to out AI me over here. He just said Rick Clun never won a Bassmaster Elite Series tournament. I was like, dude,
yes,
I was there. He won 2019.
Yeah,
he said I had old info.
He dropped the bag on him.
Oh, daggone. He's out of shape. He's got to get back in working in the mode and all that.
Yeah.
So we grab Marshall Stamp's ass, and then we drink beer for 2 hours. Yeah. Social butterflies.
I was collecting the cool cups. I had to go around and collect cups.
And then we went to the Rather party.
Yep.
I don't remember that much of that one. What did we do at that one?
Yeah, we weren't there as long as that. We stayed for a little while, and then I had a few drinks. I don't remember. And then I remember you saying, "Hey, Tim's got to eat."
Tim got hungry.
They used me to get out of there. He's got to eat.
Okay, but it wasn't as crazy as the night before.
No, it was an open bar, and it was great folks there to intermingle with.
I got to talk to Brad Fuller, president of the NPFL. Right. Talked to him. Talked to Jason Hammonds again.
Yeah.
There were several important people in that room, and so the cool thing about it is you get to go mingle with them a little bit. I'm not going to read that last Golden Boy 305, but yes, John is probably the best masturbator in this place.
I'm not going to read it, but I'll
we're not going to read that.
He's the best big bait guy in the room.
There you go.
So, John, congratulations on your award. I didn't even know where I was here. Okay. That's
I caught up with you.
There you go.
So you won an award, so congratulations.
So here's where we end up. We end up at Denny's. Okay, and I can tell you, Denny's in Orlando. First of all, at 10 it was about 10 o'clock.
Yeah, probably about 10:30.
About 10 o'clock.
10:30, somewhere around.
This was the night that your wife had one or two.
And I don't remember her drinking that much.
Oh,
but
dude,
apparently
she was pounding.
Yeah, apparently she was.
She was pounding.
I didn't remember her drinking
That sounds
much.
bad. She was drinking heavy. She was drinking heavy because I know she walked back up the bar with me like 3 or 4 times.
Okay. Yeah, I
Okay.
know. Yeah.
I don't know what she was drinking, but I mean, your wife was hanging.
Yeah, she was definitely.
She did good.
Yeah, because I think I only had a couple because she told me she wasn't the DD that night.
She wasn't a DD.
Yeah.
That's right. You had to do it. So anyway, we get to Denny's. Now, there ain't but about 15 people in the entire place. Margaritas. That's right. It was the best margarita she ever had.
That's right.
It was cheap ass margarita, but she was like, "This is the best one I've ever had."
Well, after so many, they're all great. Right?
Her head was leaning. She's one of those that got the head leaning a little bit when she gets going. So, but anyway, Tony. Tony,
Listen, it wasn't the headline that I was paying attention to. It was her.
What was coming out of her mouth?
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
So Tony's wife is surprisingly loud after half a dozen margaritas.
If you know my wife, if you ever meet her, she will literally talk to anything. She's a very she's
vocal.
She's my yin yang, whatever you want to call that. She will talk to people while I sit back, kind of thing. So she's very, very nice person to talk to. And when she got some drinks in her, she decided she was going to talk to everybody.
So what is the first thing she did when we all sat down at Denny's? I'll let you say this because I was like, "It's okay, Tony. It's okay."
So how many people do we have there? We had 8, 9 people there with us.
There's a bunch.
So there's a bunch of people there. So we're ordering Denny's, and the gentleman walks up and he takes the order, and he doesn't write anything down. And in the middle of it, she's like, "You're not going to write anything down? This is amazing." So
and
Tony
was like, "Oh my God,
be quiet."
He was.
Did you get it right?
Hey, that guy was on point. He was just like, "What do you want?" Okay.
It was slow, but it was absolutely great.
I was like, if you keep interrupting him and asking him how he's not writing it down, he's not going to remember anything. We're all going to get something different.
But here's the thing: is my wife, who cannot drink anymore, was agging your wife on the entire time. So, like, to her defense, my wife was like, "Yeah, drink another one, say this, and they're laughing." Now, if my wife still drank like she used to, somebody was going to go to jail.
But I will give her this: she did very well. She did not have any sickness or anything. Well,
hey, did I puke the first night?
I was told that you puked. I was told that you puked next to my truck or between the cars or something like that over in the parking lot. I don't remember if you did. But
here's the thing. Remember,
you
I
said
didn't
it was
eat.
just a dry heave, though.
I didn't eat the whole day before. That was Tuesday. I hadn't eaten all day.
Right.
She's my new bestie. She's the best. I love you, Amanda. I don't know that Amanda's watching right now, and I hope she's not. But anyway, so we've established now that Tony's wife. I like this because this is a pattern going on here. Tony's wife is willing to go all out to win, and then night number 2, she's loud. She is loud. I had a great time though, Christy, with that. But that still ended up being kind of a easy night. What's up, Phil Hutchinson? What a heck of a day. I hope you caught a bunch of fish. Now, Thursday night, everybody knows anywhere. Okay, Steve Billington. I once threw up an entire Taco Bell taco.
Intact, meaning
I have questions.
Still in one piece.
How the hell did you get an entire Taco Bell taco down without
chew your food, Steve?
How big is his mouth?
Well, I'm just,
All right, he's your buddy, Alex.
We've actually never met in person.
You've never met in person?
Bring him Taco Bell when you do.
Bring him taco. I'd like to see somebody eat an entire taco. Clint, could you eat an entire Taco Bell? Taco without chewing?
No.
I don't.
Clint's like, man, he's over there like a puppy dog. He missed all this fun. It would have been a lot more fun if you were there.
You're damn right.
Yeah, damn right.
At least I know it would have been.
Oh, you're reeling from Ozzy's passing. Wish I was out fishing though. I know. I hate that Ozzy Osbourne died.
That's sad.
But hell, kudos for making it that long, man. Like
nobody expected Ozzy Osbourne to be alive
at
this point.
Brother.
He did.
Is Keith Richards still alive?
Yes, he is. Yeah, but honestly,
he's like a cockroach.
Yeah,
but
Keith Richards is up there and he looks dead when he's playing. Ozzy was
may be dead.
Ozzy was kind of, even if he wasn't all there mentally, when he got on the stage, still other than this last one, sit down. Ozzy was there.
Oh yeah,
and that's my
because he was
80s and all that,
late 70s.
Yeah,
late 70s,
76,
something like that.
Something like that when he died. It is tough. Now Steve Billington says it happened. I will die on this hill. So here's what we're going to do. Alex, not only do I got to do all the slobber knockers to him, what you need to do is you need to get his contact and everything. We're going to pipe his ass in, and I want to see him eat an entire Taco Bell taco without chewing. I mean, seriously.
Was this soft shell or hard shell?
man.
I mean, it had to be soft.
Well, he
I don't
said-
know. Them damn things get kind of soggy if you let them sit in there a while.
Yeah.
What?
He said his buddies think he threw up on a taco that was already on his chest. He disagrees. So,
I'll give it a go. Okay, so it's a date. It was a soft taco. That's important. Thad Moody said, I will watch that. If I could I wanted somebody to bring us some herring up here tonight so all of us could bite into a herring and see if it tastes like garlic. Would you do that?
Sure.
Would you do that, Clint?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're down. So we're going to make
We'll
that
get some
happen.
herring.
Too. All right, so anyway.
Maybe the last thing we
We'll
do.
make a
but
great TikTok.
we make
Yeah,
a
make
great
a-
TikTok.
make a great
So
TikTok.
anyway, so the line cutter party there is legendary because it's at Howling at the Moon.
Howl at the
Howl
Howl
at the Moon. Howl at the Moon.
Come on, Danny. I wasn't there. I'm sitting over here correcting.
Well,
him on
look,
there.
by the time we left, we couldn't
were
read
howling.
English.
We
I
were
mean, you know what I mean?
howling, yeah.
Okay, so
It's crazy y'all made it back to Georgia. Let's be honest.
Right. By the time we left, we couldn't read common English.
hey, listen, and it's an open bar, $10 cover, open bar, and Buffalo Trace old fashions. So
Absolutely.
that's what I had. What would you go?
Kudos to that.
I started out with coolers and then ended up with old fashions.
That's right, man.
That girl
I
behind
ran.
the bar that was up behind in the back, she did good on those old fashions.
She did. They were perfect.
The next two that we ordered, I think, came from the other bar, and when she set them off, I was like, "That's not an old fashioned.
No, you got to go.
That's
you gotta
whiskey on ice."
We ordered another two and then actually mixed them together to try to soften it up a
Go.
little
Was
bit.
it that bad?
It
They
was,
were
it was
strong.
rubbing alcohol. It was rubbing alcohol strong.
Yeah, he's like, "They're strong." I'm like, "Leave them there. I'll drink them. I don't care."
Well,
But
yeah.
I mean, I may be cross-eyed in a minute.
So Clint, we're all buddies here with Kaz Anderson. So this is how this thing. Again, understand. We pre-gamed before we got to this thing.
a lot.
It was crowded as hell. Kaz Anderson, look at poor Clint. He's like, Kaz Anderson was in the bathroom, and me and Tim had to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow we worked our way in there. And I think I'd asked you where Kaz was or something like that.
Well, when we were out on the party deck, it's like, "Where's Kaz? He's floating around there somewhere."
Yes.
Then it's all of a sudden, "Hey, we got to go to the bathroom." I mean, we're changing channels at Mock Jesus. So when we go to the bathroom, we found him.
So Kaz Anderson is sitting in a urinal.
Sitting.
I mean, not sitting
He
in a
was
urinal.
standing in line to
He was
use the
standing in
urinal
line to use the
when we
urinal.
walked in.
We walked in, we talked to him, and what I did again, it's going to sound really bad, but I waited till he got into position. And then what happened?
You got molested.
Okay.
Now, I want you to do this like, whoa, Danny, give me your.
Oh, Danny, dude, what are you doing?
That's not exactly. That's almost verbatim.
That's exactly what. And he didn't. I said, I love you, Kaz. Like he had no
An
idea.
entire bathroom full of grown men, and he's standing there, and the man in front of him moves. Well, he goes up to do his business, and the next
listen,
thing you know,
and
that's about verbatim what we heard
and
when
listen,
Danny gets
Well,
two
you
handfuls
might
of
want to
waste.
clarify exactly what you did because all he said was molest. You haven't said what you did yet.
Well, I didn't give him a reach around. Or
Well,
nothing.
No, it wasn't that
Hey,
bad.
he's like 22 years old. It'll be all right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but like I was all
He'll
up
forget
his-
about it when he gets
But what
older.
was funny is like he was stuck in the urinal because he couldn't
He
move
couldn't
like
go
that.
nowhere.
I had him
Crap.
from the backside like that.
And
He
his
was just-
hands
Was he
rigid.
already releasing?
Yeah, he was in midstream,
Okay.
dude, and I
Yeah.
nailed him right at the right time.
Yeah, he literally stepped up to
Kaz-
his business, and Danny's like,
Woo! Kaz had no
I've been
idea what
pissed
hit
on
him.
my favorite pair of shoes.
Yeah, that's about right. And he was wearing some of them shoes. He got some pair of shoes that
Oh yeah.
from that one company.
one of his
that-
sponsors gave him
Oh, the
some
Brunts.
No,
The
it was
Nikes.
Nike.
they were
uh,
Nikes. They
he
were
had
like
some
old school
Nikes.
They
Nikes.
had them colored the same colors of
orange and yellow.
Sounds like spring break in the Panama City days, and it sounds like a weird night back at the frat house.
Right.
So anyway, I don't get. I molested Kaz Anderson.
Okay, you don't need that on record.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna say that.
Jesus.
So after that, we
he
had
goosed him.
I goosed
he
him.
just goosed him while he was in the
he
urinal.
frazzled him.
I frazzled
And he
Kaz.
probably peed up the wall and everywhere else.
I'm amazed it didn't go all over the place
I'm glad he didn't turn around because he'd have got us all.
It was
I mean, it'd be like,
because it was aggressive.
that's what I would have
I
done.
went in aggressive.
I'd have just turned around and let
COVID
everybody
test. COVID test. Not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite, but close. Close like that. So all right. So then we let Kaz finish. We do our business and we go on back out. And when I say crowded, I mean you couldn't stick another person in. You couldn't walk in that place.
Yeah.
No.
And there was all these pros there. So anyway, we're sitting out there at the back, and one guy that I've been wanting to get on this podcast forever is Seth Fighter. Okay, and I see Seth's out there smoking his cigarette like Seth Fighter does.
Yep.
And he was over here, and we let him have his piece a little bit. Well, I saw my time. This trip sounds like Clerks 2 when they had Kinky Kelly and the donkey. Well, Thad Moody says, I'm going to piss before I go in. You bet it. Got to be careful.
Better lock that door.
Yeah.
So anyway, Seth Fighter's sitting there, and he's doing his business. Well, he goes and gets another drink. He's coming back. And I'm like, all right, here's my chance because I ain't scared to talk to nobody. So I jump right up. I go up to Seth Fighter. I'm like, hey, Seth, Seth, what you doing? He goes, hey, I said, Danny Pruitt, Fish, North Georgia. Big fan, love what you do, all this. And we had a little chat. And I said, listen, what I got to do to get you on my podcast? And he's like, well, I said, I tell you what, my wife's sitting right over there. If she flashes her boobs, will you come be on my podcast? And Seth Fighter goes, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
That's exactly, hell yeah. So I turned around and I yelled at my wife. I said, like, raise your shirt and all this, like she wouldn't do it, but he agreed to come on the podcast. Well, later on, we went back and we was having fun. Later on, he's up there and I'm getting a picture made with him. Well, Matt Robertson comes up. So now I got Seth Fighter and Matt Robertson up there. And I say, Matt, listen, Danny Pruitt, Fish, how you doing? I said, Seth's going to come on my podcast because my wife's going to show him her boobs. I said, what will it take to get you on the podcast? He goes, well, I'm going to need 4. I'm going to need 4. So Tony didn't know this, but Tony's wife's over there. I'm trying to get her attention. I'm trying to get your wife to flash Matt Robertson and my wife to flash Seth Fighter to come on the podcast.
All right,
Well, all I know is both of them said, listen, if it's that kind of podcast, we're down, dude.
Yeah.
So we basically I'm gonna let them get done with their season. But Seth Fighter agreed. Now, here's the problem. What if they won't pay me? What if like
I wasn't a part of that.
I'll show them my boobs.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a part of that contract.
I got a solid B cup. I mean, I can give you a solid, but Seth Fighter
I'm probably not
listen,
far behind.
If you guys don't know
make
Seth,
it look like a good
have you ever
picture.
talked to Seth?
Yeah.
Like he is like what you see is
Yeah, he's
What
he's
you
the-
get.
what you see. He's just like, yeah, dude.
But I will say this: it was not just one time. Every time Seth came by the table, Danny was talking about showing boobs to Seth. It was like every
I
time
think
he
him
comes
and
by.
Matt just were cruising by just to see if it was still a thing. I mean,
Is the offer still on the table?
yeah, because they came by, I don't know, half a dozen
Listen,
times.
I don't know how many times I said, man, just show him. Go.
Yeah, here it comes.
Here he comes.
Get him,
And the
now,
man's
get him
like,
on this trip.
would you shut up? Now, I never asked your wife. Or Christy, did I ask you? I don't
No.
remember.
I remember
She
the
just
one.
confirmed. She said truth.
I remember the one time because I remember saying, "Wait a minute, don't I need to be a part of this negotiation?" Because you was like, "Chris will show you." Chris will show you.
So I was talking for your wife.
I was like, "Don't I need to be a part of the negotiation?"
Poor Tony was just an innocent bystander at that point.
Tony didn't even realize what was going on.
Yeah.
Not yet. No,
Now,
not
what
that
would
one.
you have done, though, if all of a sudden, phew,
Well, I mean, I would probably had to ask, "Hey, if we're starting that, why aren't we getting feet pics or something like that so we can sell them on the damn internet?"
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
if we're gonna
would
do
you have
that.
made a TikTok of it?
Probably.
Tony would have made a TikTok
Probably.
of it.
Yeah.
I think that, well, you might have got banned.
Well, I mean, you got to.
Yeah, be
Position
careful. You'll be
just
in
right.
TikTok jail
You
like
gotta position
Danny is
just
right
right.
now.
hell, I'll buy a wig and slap it on, Clint. We can shave him. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
That sounds like a Clint and
Shave
Thad
him.
kind of thing
Yeah.
going on there we don't need to know about.
But in all honesty, that kind of shows everybody.
There you go. She said he was drunk. He would have said, "Hell yeah, baby, yeah." I would
Is
have."
that what?
Yeah.
Tell Fighter y'all will take him turkey hunting and he will be in. I got him for a lot cheaper than turkey hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
Where's
Seth.
Kyle? Yeah, where's the flash, man? There's nothing to that.
Seth was really cool.
You got to get up early in the morning.
And so
And I honestly, I believe it. At first, he actually said, "You know what? I'll come on. You don't have to show me
yeah, he
anything."
did. I was just
like,
up in the ante
yeah,
to
we
make
were
sure
just-
his.
Yeah, I
ass would
think
be
he
on.
was down for it.
Yeah,
anyway.
Seth was cool.
That's the first time I've been able to talk to Seth though. But like, as what you see is laid back and country, but just simple.
Yeah,
He had his beer bottle in one hand, his cigarette in the other, and he's just like, hey, he was almost like the coolest dude in the entire place.
yeah.
Just laid back with all the people that were there. I thought so anyway.
Yeah.
But that's kind of Icast. So I mean, you go there for the business, and you end up at the parties.
Yeah.
Kaz had a night he'll never forget. I'm talking about with me. Seem like cool dudes. Brandon
are.
Coleman, they really
They
are. And I tell you what,
Him and Matt are just like
it's
the
not
same as you see him on TV. He's the same guy.
it's not an act.
No, it's not.
It's not an act. Did I miss stuff at the line cutters party? Because I was preoccupied.
No, I mean,
You were just sitting there chilling.
I was sitting there drinking old fashions. I mean, she kept bringing them.
She kept bringing them.
Who am I to tell her to stop, right? I mean,
It was really
it's not
cool.
my job to tell her to quit.
Hey, now let me ask you. So Clint, you went last year, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to the line cutters last year? Because we went last year.
Probably. I mean,
You don't remember it?
yeah.
So of all the things, let's see, Seth is like Matthew McConaughey of bass fishing. That is actually, I think I do owe you $20 because I used your credit card to buy pizzas.
Oh yeah, she bought pizzas from down the street and brought them back.
Oh, I actually used my card.
Yeah, she did.
She did. She was like, "Give me your card," and you're just like, "Okay, whatever." Kept on trucking. I was like, "Well, we're getting food and delivered now."
Matt getting ready to be a daddy, so you better get him while you can.
Yeah.
Did you see that picture of his wife on the boat that he put on social media the other day? It was pretty cool. Seth is like the Matthew McConaughey. That's about the best way. He's like, he just chilled, laid back.
We talked to a lot of interesting people.
Who's the most interesting person you talked to?
Michael with Bass and Bougie, and
Yeah, and I got
his
to talk
homie
to
he
him.
was rolling with. They came by and sat with us.
They
for a
sat
little
with
while.
us, and that was really cool.
Yeah, good guys.
You get to see a lot of people that you see on social media. I met River right there. I don't know if you guys know him, but I've known him on the show. Do you know him, Alex?
No.
Kayak game, like got long hair, dude. That guy's got the longest hair. There was just people from social media that was there that hood fishing. He was going around with a TV on his back.
Oh, that's who that was. I saw the TV.
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was, though.
He had a TV on his back the whole time, walking through the place. And of course, you had your bill dances. And I talked to Drew Cook and made him feel bad because he couldn't find bush light lime, and he said he was going to come back, and I was going to give them to him, but he didn't come back, so he didn't get them. Matthew McConaughey, highly naked, playing bongos and getting arrested is an epic story. Dude sounds like a good time. But the thing about what was cool was I think he's like, that was real. Like, he didn't put on a fake, I'm a professional Bassmaster Elite kind of snobbish, unapproachable. He's
The
like,
majority of people you run into aren't like that. They're all just
very laid back.
If you approach them wrong, naturally, you're probably
I
going
was
to get
going to say,
stonewalled.
yeah, if you approach them wrong, for sure. I mean, that's the one thing about this and going in. It was not a time to fanboy with people.
You have to talk to them like they're a person because they are.
That's
like,
right.
I'm around them all the time in my line of work, and it's like, if you talk to them like they're your buddies, they're going to be your buddies.
That's
If you talk to them like, hey, man, can I have another man's autograph on my hand?
Yeah.
Then they're going to treat you like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever approached a professional angler to get an autograph?
No.
Have you?
I did it one time at Red Crest a couple years ago. Kevin Van Dam, he was doing autographs online.
Kevin's a little different.
But I walked up and actually shared a story with Kevin, and he talked for us for a few minutes. Chris, you can confirm. He talked with us for a few minutes while 30 people, but it was more about just having that communication with him. And then he signed my shirt. It was kind of one of those things. It was, just to get his signature.
Did you do this? Hey, you give me an autograph?
No, not quite like that.
When Tony and I stumbled up on Bill Dance, I mean, we weren't hunting him down or anything. We were just walking along, and I looked at Tony. I said, "Hey, Bill's standing over here," and he was talking to one gentleman at I don't even remember what booth.
I don't either. Yeah.
So we just politely kind of walked up, and he turned like, "Hey, there's a couple of guys walking up him," and I think you said Bill, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, fellas?"
Yeah,
Bill Dance is very approachable.
Next thing you know, we asked him if he wanted to play along with the trivia question. And lo and behold, that man told us the entire history of the Shannon twin spin and how it broke. I mean, he gave the whole thing.
Yeah.
He is
great.
That was one of those things. We had passed him up the day before because we saw him. And we're like, we're not busy. He was surrounded. And we're like, we're not going to be the folks that just bust in and, try to be that kind of people.
Yeah, we're humble enough not to go bother any people like that.
Well, my wife and my daughter got a picture with Bill Dance because my wife's dad, that was his guy.
Oh, yeah.
And he's passed away. So she was like, it actually meant something to her through her relationship with her dad.
I used to stay up late at night because over there where I live, when we only had antenna TV, we could get the Chattanooga channels.
Mm-hmm.
And after the Chattanooga Evening News,
Bill Dance
Outdoors come on at 11:30
Did it really?
night. And I was probably Bo's age or a little younger. And I would be laying in there watching a little TV to watch Bill Dance fish at night, staying up late.
Yeah. It was definitely hard to, once he saw us, he was like, "Hey, come on!" It was hard not to go, "Oh, hey, Bill, how's it going?"
Yeah,
he was really cool.
He sat there and talked 4 or 5 minutes, and we thanked him for his time, and
he's
was on our way.
Did y'all meet or see Greg Blanchard? I did not. I was working.
Yeah,
I did.
Tony and I were filming a lot,
Listen,
so we missed a lot of stuff because we were too busy running around with a camera.
there's a ton of people there that I would have said, hey, passed by Kyle Welcher, Swindle was pretty, right there. And like I said, you see a lot of these guys and they're in the middle of a conversation with people. And
They're super busy.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we didn't bust into a lot of the conversations. We try to let it happen a little more.
That's
natural.
probably the worst way to approach somebody's come up.
Archie Lee says, I can't hear y'all.
It looks like everybody else can.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, Archie.
I don't know.
What about Clint and I? We're over here in the love seat sharing the love microphone.
Did
here.
anyone
Get
go
on
to
in here.
any of the lure exhibitions?
I mean, is he talking about like the on the water stuff or?
I didn't. We went Tuesday night and voted for best of show.
Yeah.
Now, they had the bait tank in there and they were throwing baits.
Yeah, we got to watch some fish.
Yeah, we're
hit
doing
some-
a lot of that. And
some lures.
there's actually a lot of action going on. Some of those big old bass were chasing a lot of those things.
Saw that soft, sneaky Pete they debuted, and it looked pretty cool on the water. So these two guys were doing that. Like I said, I was working.
On the water is Tuesday morning, I believe it is. I didn't go.
We didn't go to that.
It was pouring rain. I wasn't about to go stand in that. And then they did the lure. If you're talking about the tanks in the show, we saw. We did.
I
stop
think
and do
Tuesdays
that.
when they go out to the.
They do.
Tuesday
Yeah,
was the-
Tuesday
yeah.
morning.
I didn't even ask you. How come you didn't go this year?
Me?
Yeah.
Because up until this point, I've been freelance, and then this year I was with Yamaha. Obviously, so
got a real job.
Started with them, got a real job, and Yamaha doesn't go. Just because motor companies really don't have booths there, and
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. Why the motor company's not there?
Because it's more of a tackle show than anything. But then it's hard to justify that because you have awesome companies that are outside of that, like Turtle Box and different companies like that. So I mean, I was pushing hard for us to go, just because I think the connection side, the networking side is very valuable. I don't think it makes sense for us to have a booth there, but I do think just for the networking side, meet with our influencers, potential partners, other brands in the industry. Like we're really working hard on collaborating with other brands in the industry. So I saw it as major value, and I think it was just kind of a little too late, and budget wise just didn't make sense. So, but I've pretty much got them convinced on, we missed out
Maybe
this year.
next year.
So next year for sure.
So Turtle Box crap product. That just depends. A lot of people like their Turtle Boxes, but they did have some
I don't know where he's getting that from.
alternate brands.
What was that one?
Was it EXO?
Exo gear.
Eco Gear.
Eco
gear.
Yeah.
Clint, will you be at the Atlanta Boat Show?
Probably not.
Yamaha doesn't do that.
I mean,
I think-
they might, but
You
I
know,
don't-
be
I don't
taking
know.
pictures.
I'd rather not be.
I went to the Miami Boat
Did you
Show,
do
and I
that
think
last
Yamaha
year?
was there.
No, not at Atlanta.
You were at the Miami
You did
Boat
I
Show.
was
the
at
Miami
Miami,
Boat Show.
yeah.
That's right. You were at the Miami Boat
Yeah,
Show.
but I mean, we pretty much just go to the bigger ones. But I mean, those events like that, like boat show wise, like, we show up because we have to. But like when going back to that ROI, at the end of the day, it's like, how much impact are you really making there by having a booth there? Yes, we do it because we've always done it. But like at the end of the day, like, what are you really getting out of it when you could put, if you look at the money it takes for a big company like Yamaha to make a booth, it's like, what if we put that into marketing? So I don't know.
It goes back to what we discussed earlier. Is
Yeah.
there better use for that money?
Listen, we're gonna have to hang out with Steve Billington because not only can he eat a damn taco without chewing it, but I like his it. Turtle Box is for wave boat dudes who decided to get a kayak. What do you think about that,
Why you throwing
Alex?
shade at the yakkers, man?
He is a yakker.
He's a yakker.
Oh, he is a yakker.
Oh,
He's just
he-
saying it's the wake boat guys that moved over to yaks.
Oh,
Gotcha. So,
and the music.
I want to ask.
confused.
I want to ask you this, Clint, and this is kind of like business. It's very serious. So, like, even though Tim and Tony were there with Fish North Georgia and they were doing things for me while they were there, I also encouraged them to go, hey, go set up, go meet with some of these smaller companies that you want to be an influence, you want to help them out, you want to partner with them and all that. You being with Yamaha and then you being in the industry, from your perspective, Jeremiah, we didn't pay attention to saltwater tackle. We're bass guys, dude. Come on.
They had saltwater tackle there.
Yeah.
Yes, bro had some stuff.
I'm just
But-
joking.
No, yeah, it's right.
It was different
Um,
times.
But seriously, like, I think one thing that Tony saw that we've had the conversation is like, I don't think you were as prepared as you wanted to be,
Correct.
but it also is very overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's very overwhelming, but you've been in this, you've seen that game coming from you with being with Yamaha. I know you guys get approached all the time with things like that. Maybe some tips for guys like Tim and Tony or guys out there that are thinking about going to an Icast or to Bassmaster Classic or even Alex approaching these companies, what do you see some of the do's and don'ts? I guess that's what I'm saying.
I think the number one do is go in there with an open mind and don't be afraid. Don't have a hit list of I want to talk to this person, this person, this person. You can have an idea of who you would like to talk to by the end of the show. You can have goals. That's fine. I'm not saying don't do that. But the thing is the people that you meet that is actually going to make a difference, you need to meet at some point in that show to where it doesn't like you can be at the last place you'd think of having a meeting with somebody. Because honestly, like if you're like, hey, I would like to get a meeting with you and try to do this, and then you have your elevator pitch, everything's a lot more high stress. You're trying to make sure that, oh, I have this many views and this and that and this and that, and you're just trying to sell yourself so hard. Or you can meet the person casual conversation. If it happens, great. If you hit it off, great. They'll remember that interaction more, as it won't be as transactional. It gets very transactional when you're meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting with these influencers and trying to do and just trying to go about these relationships. Like it's all about who do you talk to? And then also we're all one person in our contacts list removed from the next guy at the same Icast, right? So like I could run into somebody and he's probably got somebody in his contacts list that I do. So like that's how close we all can be. So the more contacts you make at events like this, and you don't have to drink, you don't have to go out to the bars every time just to go meet these people, but just have conversations. Go out and talk fishing. We're all like-minded fishermen.
Yep.
We all are there for the common goal of getting a bite, catching a bass, a snook, a GT, whatever's in the water. Like there's float boaters, there's paddle boarders, there's glitter rocket riders. You got everybody that's here. And so at the end of the day, it's all about building that connection. So go into it with the mindset of like, hey, this is cool, but I want to meet people, and like if whatever happens, great. But you can't. It's like going into a bar and you're like, I'm going to go home with the prettiest looking woman in this bar. It's like that's the wrong approach. It's like go in there, talk to a couple people, get warmed up, talk to a couple different people.
Start with the ugly girls.
Got to get a number.
You got to work your way up.
You got to get a number.
Yeah. You got to start with one number before you can get more. And like, it really is that way of like, how do you sell it's a good way to learn how to sell yourself. You don't want to go to your biggest dream sponsor and that be your first cold call. Like that's the last thing in sales. You want to be able to cold call 100 people before you get one call back. But I'm not saying like try to get a sponsor from everybody at the thing, but just make a relationship. You can never have enough relationships in this industry. You can never stop. Like if you go to Icast and you're there for 3 days and you spend $1,500 out of pocket on drinks, food, hotel, lodging, gas, everything to get you there, you're putting in that investment. But if you come back with one conversation that leads to something further in the future, in my opinion, it's worth it. It might not look like it at that time, but that investment that you put in your time to meet people, make that connection. Like Danny was talking about having a better relationship with somebody that's 30 minutes down the road that easily you guys know of each other. You've talked plenty of times, but just having that extra conversation, that real, like you're all there put together to talk to each other about fishing ultimately. Yeah. And so like when you can talk fishing with these people, or it's like, let's say, the FNGO crew goes down there, but like one person out of the crew knows one guy from this company. Mm-hmm. Well, then the whole crew gets introduced to this one guy from this whole company. And then, so now not only does he know one guy from FNGO, he knows all of FNGO, except for me because I wasn't there. And
loser.
Yeah. And then that spider web, that network grows from there. Go into it with confidence, present yourself well. And also like, you don't want to like, I've been on both sides of the coin, but you don't want to get super sloppy if you're really trying to be professional about your business. But you can still go to the bars and still have a good time. Right. But just remember, like, you never know who's watching. You never know who's in that room because, like, a lot of times, like, people can be like, oh, yeah, I remember when he got absolutely rocked at Howl at the Moon and then couldn't hold himself up. And that might be one of the potential partners that was on your dream list and you just burned that bridge. So, like, don't go out there and make a fool of yourself. Have a good time, for sure. But definitely keep in mind, like, you never know who's watching or who might be watching that knows a person at that dream job, dream company, something like that. So carry yourself with pride, be confident, and just go out there and have fun. Like it's there to have fun. It is a big party. That's what Icast is. It's a big networking event, trade show party for everybody to see. Hey, this is what we've been working on. This is who we are and why we're here and why we're still a part of this industry and why we're relevant in this industry. Everybody's showing up to say that. We all know that. But then being able to go and be like, hey, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm a part of this industry. And I want to hear your story on why you're a part of the industry. And maybe our stories align later in the future.
Right.
So just be willing to talk to people. Don't be asking for handouts of like, hey, I have this many views on this. Like, I don't need to know how many views you have. I want to know if you're a cool dude. And if you could sell me on you can sell me on a product, and you can sell my product for me at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, that's very smart. I want to say hello to Brandon. Brandon, I saw up in the comments. He's watching. I will say this too. Not every company at Icast is the decision maker there in the booth.
No.
There are very many layers to the onions, especially when you get to the bigger companies. And there are smaller companies. Cletus is on fire tonight.
He is. He's
is.
doing good.
But what he's saying is true. And for those of you who think I was slopper drunk, I was not. I just had fun with Kaz in the bathroom. But
Oh my God.
but
There's so many clips that people could clip out of this.
yeah, I know it. But
Poor Kaz. Poor Kaz.
But seriously, in all honesty, there's some smaller companies where you might get the decision maker. But think about this: when you go to an Icast, just take Lawrence or a Hummingbird right there. Very often and not, or most of the time not, is the guy that makes that final decision. So when Clint says you make a relationship with guy number one, who will go back to guy number two, that'll open up that next layer of the onion. And then eventually you'll get to the guy that's like, okay, tell me about it. Tell me about him. Tell me about that. And you've already got 2, 3, 4 layers in if you make it that far. Because I promise you, if you're not the guy they're looking for, they're kind of a buffer. They're kind of a buffer to get to that.
You got to build
You're going
the
to come in
relationship.
contact with people all the way from just influencers that are wandering around to innovative bait makers, all the way up to the big box brands, all in one place.
What was you saying?
Oh, go ahead. No,
Alex was saying something.
You got to build a relationship. You can't just go in there and drop resumes on the table and
right.
expect to get a
I
sponsor.
mean, how many times you heard me say that? You got a connection.
Well, that's what I was going to say too. He hit it right on the head. It's got to be organic. That's the one thing I realized is every contact I made this last week, it was all organic. Like we were talking, people grabbed me that I had no clue who they were. Well, hey Tony, I didn't know. People are paying attention to your social media. And I think Gerald Swindle said it one time in an interview, if you can catch fish, they'll find you. Same thing with social media. If you can put out something and get better and better and better, they'll find you. So I don't look at it as a failure on my part, because I really didn't go in there intending to land sponsors or anything.
Right.
Tony recognized some people. I recognized some people. And then we made new friends, just both of us just strolling around talking to folks.
Tim and I walked through doing some stuff for the F&GO stuff, and I actually flipped the script on a few businesses. I think we did. Mm-hmm. We went up there and said, hey, give me your elevator pitch. Yeah. 1 minute. We're going to give you a 1-minute interview to put on to give free contact for you on the F&GO channel. I don't know if we'll use whatever we use. And you see just the look on their face, and they had to give their elevator pitch.
Yeah, we didn't ask you for anything. Yeah, or we didn't try to give you anything from us. We're like, hey, talk to us.
But it was organic, and and some of those companies, a couple of them, one of them specifically, I reached out to and said, hey, look, I'd like to see if we can do some more stuff in the future. It'd be pretty cool to do. To me, that felt way more beneficial, making it organic, talking to those guys, not about who I was, not about what I was trying to do, just saying, hey, I think it works out better in the long run. I mean, Clint hit the nail on the head with that stuff.
No, he's right.
It's got to be organic, and you got to have something to give them before you walk in there, but not just a sales pitch.
Right.
You got to be yourself.
Yeah, you got to be yourself.
Clint, are you on TikTok?
I just re-downloaded it. So I went on a 3-year hiatus of not being on it just because I was on it too much. And like when I first got on TikTok, I would post anything in my camera roll. Yeah. Like literally any video I sent to a buddy or something silly, I would just throw it out there, because the algorithm for TikTok it's like the behind the scenes most raw form of content you could possibly post is TikTok. It's not just fish catches. It's not just your highlight reel. Like a lot of times, like I look at Instagram, that's my highlight reel. Like that is, I put out content only that I think is like polished, good, and all that stuff. But TikTok, I will throw anything and everything that happens to me because you never know what will blow up and what's relatable. I was literally talking to a lady about this at work today. I was like, I want to scroll through TikTok and see, oh man, dude, I shit myself today. That kind of sucks. Like, and it's relatable shit you never post anywhere else.
And then they're
it's
gonna
like,
tell everybody else, hey, this dude.
but then it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, that sucks. Like, that is a feeling. Like, you're resonating with that person. It doesn't matter whether it's like, hey man, I'm on out night fishing in my old Skeeter or whatever it is that's semi-relatable. But it is hard. Like, I came out of a complete hiatus and not posting anything. And then, yeah, I'm getting 2 likes or 3 likes on a freaking TikTok, and that's okay. But like a year from now, if I keep posting all the things like I used to do, like I can keep building that following. Because I mean, I've built up to 28,000 followers on TikTok. That was just posting random stuff that I already had. The content was already on my phone. I just put it out there. And so like, you don't have to, like, the nice thing about TikTok, you don't have to have a rhyme or reason to the content you're putting out. And everything else is very niche. Like, it's very much like, you want to be pushing this type of content. This is how you want to grow. This is how you convert an audience. But like, TikTok is the first thing of like, oh, this guy fishes. This is cool. I'll follow him because he's in my space, or like, I haven't heard of this guy before. And then once they start to dive into your content, then they find your other channels, your YouTube stuff. They find your polished Instagram highlight reel. Oh, dang, he actually does some cool stuff. And it's actually more than just, he shit himself today. it's like this guy's actually pretty good with the camera.
He's on top of that, he's got some good stuff going on.
I'm gonna remember him shit on stuff. All right, so Brandon, I'm thinking about starting a podcast on sports. Can you give me some advice, Danny? By the way, I love the streams. Okay, so here's my quick pitch on a podcast. First of all, you got to be good at talking with people. Second of all, you got to be relatable. Third, everything you just heard about going and searching for sponsors, you have to be able to do as far as being organic with people, being real, and making connections. The reason people are going to take time to, out of their busy lives, to turn on anything you're doing, and it could be whether TikTok, it could be podcasts, whatever. The reason anybody's going to watch any of your content is because they relate to you. Yeah. And I would think a lot of people in the comment section have been here a long time. Maybe even if it isn't me, they relate to one of the guys, because we got a very wide variety of different people from different backgrounds here. But you've got to be able to talk, and you got to be able to find your niche too. Because think about it, you're going to do a podcast on sports. Okay, there are a bunch of podcasts on sports. I would think maybe specializing, some to start off with. Especially, I mean, you're going to do baseball, you're going to do all of sports. Figure out what you want to do, but at the end of the day, when you're looking into a camera or somebody's listening to you, they got to be like, you know what, this Brandon dude's pretty cool. And I experienced kind of like what you were saying. What he's talking about is relatable. What he's talking about is relatable, and it's interesting to me. I will say this too, Brandon, and for anybody that wants to do a podcast, because we've been doing it for 5 years now. Understand it takes time to build up. But also too, you got to love it, and you got to be consistent.
I was like consistent.
You got to be consistent. You can't put a podcast out, because a lot of people think we're crazy for just doing 2 a week, and now we're doing 7 a week. But it's what I like to do. I like to talk to people.
People love the lunch break.
Just getting it.
Well, that's pretty fun. It's just fun, and but you got to love it. You got to love it. So, but I would tell anybody this, and this is no matter what. Cautious people. Okay, listen to me. Cautious people do not make history. You don't read about people that were scared to take a chance on doing something in your history books. The guys that go for it are the guys that it happens. Now, you may fail, but you get your ass up and you try it again. And you may fail again. You get your ass up and try it again. So that's my advice to you. And also one other thing, invest in some decent microphones.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, that's as far as that. Put that on a t-shirt.
And don't be scared to start. That's the biggest.
Go for it.
One of the biggest things is like, if you want to start a podcast on sports, start it right now. Start making the videos. It doesn't matter if you're starting with your phone. You don't need the nicest equipment. Yes, invest in a good microphone once you start, but start doing it on your phone right now.
Yep.
Like, there is no reason not to start, and you don't have to have it figured out right now. You don't have to be like, this is what my goal, this is what I'm going to be doing it on, or whatever. Just start talking and just start seeing what happens, because the more reps you put in, like, you look at any of these big podcasts, Joe Rogan or any of these giant podcasts, Meat Eater, like go watch one of their first ones versus what it is now. And they're like, you're looking at their chapter 52 and you're starting at chapter 1. You can't replicate their chapter 52 right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like you can't do that. You physically can't. Like you can't start where they are. So you have to start from the bottom too, and not just compare yourself to them and be like, oh, well, I'm not just like this podcast. I don't have this equipment, this lighting, this.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the story you tell at the beginning. So like just start putting it out. And it might take a year till you gain any traction. It might take you a year to get to 100 followers. But that's okay, because you fill up this room with 100 people. You're like, dang, I'm nervous. 100%. And you're like, oh, I only got 100 views on this.
It's all perspective.
But it's like, it's all in perspective of like, you had 100 people look at what you had to say and listen to you. Mm-hmm. So like, think about that. Like when you get 100 views on something, it's not just 100. It might look small in comparison to everybody else's chapter 50.
Yeah.
But don't look at that and think and like let it discourage you, because it doesn't matter if you're getting 3 views or 3 million. At the end of the day, like if you're doing what you like to do, you're telling your story and you're getting people involved in what you like to do, like you're only growing.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And something, Clint just talked about being relatable and stuff like that. So one of the books I've been reading, and that's another thing, is consume a lot of knowledge about doing this stuff. So one of the books I'm reading is like How to Go Viral. And they say, and this is one thing, it took me a minute to get this, views and subscribers or likes, whatever you want to call it, is a vanity number. Those are those are just for you to feel good. Don't focus on that. Make shareable content, stuff that people are wanting to share out. And like Steve said, even some of the worst videos, because they're cringe or whatever you want to call it nowadays, it's just something people like to watch. That's shareable content, and through shares, you get views, you get likes, you get subscribers, and so on and so forth. I was showing somebody my analytics on Friday. We sat down for a long time on Friday, and the guy was like, I said, don't look at my subscribers, look at the views and the analytics behind it. He was like, did you pay for this? I'm like, no, I didn't.
Right.
Because it gets shared. I don't have a lot of subscribers on some of the social networks, but I've got a lot of views and all that good stuff. And it's all about making stuff that people want to watch. And sometimes, I mean, there's people going around saying now, it's not that, you stink as a person, it's that your content stinks. And sometimes you have to hear that too. I mean, but like Clint said, start now and you will be better. This time next year, you will have spent a year getting better.
That's true.
That's the key to it.
And Dane Hunter, you're right. While building, you get a bunch of idiots along the way.
Oh yeah.
But I like the idiots. And that's one of the other things too, is like every one of these guys, well, you watched, and then we said we wanted somebody to come up and you said, hey, can I do it? He came 100%. Up. You were just here one night, right, Tim? And I just threw your ass on. Ain't that how you got on? How did you first get on?
Yeah, I just stopped by one night and was like, hey, who's on the show, And he said, you are. And I was like,
that's the way it works.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Same thing with Kevin Thornton. Alex, how did you get on?
I hit you up.
You hit me up when I was looking for somebody. Yeah, so you too. So, but I tell you what, surround yourself with good people.
That's right.
Because now I know that if I can't do a show, where in times past we didn't have a show, any of these guys could run a show. And so your show gets to come on. And then Big Bait John said, pull that up because he's behind us. Straight up attack your goals, do it, and let it all play out. God, patience, and consistency will get you there. But if you could see him, I don't know if you can see him in the background. What did I tell you? Go for it. Just go for it. He's all in. You will get haters. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. And I tried and failed doing social media, and I'm still far from being like big time at it, but I'm doing a lot better than I was just a year in.
You learn.
I just kept trying and kept trying and kept trying.
And I'll tell you this too, and I don't know if Clint remembers this. Clint hit us up a long time ago because he started watching the show, asking if he could do like film work and stuff because that's what he was getting into. And at the time, we didn't need it. But he kept watching the show, and now look, I mean, it'll come full circle if you hang with guys. And now he's on here. But I mean, you remember that? You was like, hey, you got, and we could afford it at the time.
And that's another thing too. Like going back to that Icast conversation, is like I always make that connection. Hey, man, if you ever need anything, like that's how I met all the guys at Cast. I posted a picture of an OG. Ryan messaged me back, hey, thanks for sharing. And I was like, hey, if you guys ever need any video work, let me know. Literally the next night, I'm on a phone call with Mick in Australia and Ryan, and we set up a shoot and did the OG shoot, smashed them, and then all of a sudden I've been filming and designing baits with Cast for the past 3 years.
That's how it works.
Be able to put yourself out there and be like, hey man, if you ever need me, like instead of me handing my hands out, like, hey, send me some OGs. I was like, hey, if you ever need anything from me, let me know.
That's a big
There you
point.
go.
That's the
There
big
you
point
go.
because I've said that in whatever the name of that book is. Do haters count if they are Philadelphia Eagle fans? He's a Cowboy fan. I get that. Thad said I got some haters after my first episode.
I mean, if you think about it, we've been truly blessed that this project now takes this whole crew to kind of keep the momentum
Oh,
going.
like I can't do it. I can't do it.
Danny's all filming for the show, and for the TV show, and that's great working those. It takes sometimes when he's out of town, it's going to take us getting together to be able to reach out to you guys and get guests in front of y'all.
Yeah. How many times have I said y'all find a guest?
I mean, what a problem to have,
Y'all
right?
find,
You know,
y'all find a guest because I can't do
Yeah.
it. But it's at the end of the day, whether you go to Icast as a retailer or as a social media, you want to start a podcast, you want to look for spot, whatever the hell it is you want to do. I think we all can agree that the most important thing is be yourself, make the connections first,
right?
and the rest of the stuff will fall into place if that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Fair enough. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
And if you get haters, you're going to always have haters. You're going to always have people that are jealous of you. I'm jealous of Clint. I'd love to be out there fishing all the time and filming like he does. And I mean, I'm being serious. I'd love to be out of the office more. And
We
there's
live
even
vicariously through you sometimes.
I
It's
live
like, man,
vic-
I'm at work
No.
and I'm watching Clint out here having a great time.
I think Clint nailed it. It's not what can
That's
you do
it.
for me, but what can I do for you. That's what I was getting ready to say. There's a book. What's the name of that book?
Sponsor magnet.
So I got a copy of Sponsor Magnet and I gave it to Tony. And when you go and you ask the company what they can give you and all that, that's the worst damn thing you can do. You approach them with, just like what he said, what can I do for you to help you? And when they see you're serious enough about it, then your relationship starts snowballing and things change. And eventually you get rewarded, but your focus is on the company that you're trying to deal with or on the brand or whatever.
I tell every content creator I know to go back and watch that episode we did with Paul Bork because he drops a lot of good information.
He's a cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cool dude.
He just hooked a 7-foot bull shark about 10 minutes ago.
Is he?
So going to that, I want to just real quick. So meeting all different people or whatever. I met Josh Pallades. How do you say his name? Pallades.
Yeah.
He sent me a text Monday. Now, he sent me a text.
Right.
Nice to meet you. I'm reading it from my phone. Tony, it was great getting me in person last week. Let me know if you need anything from me. The owner of a swim bait company texted Tony and said, let me know if there's anything you need from me. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, it's pretty cool.
That was like, that it goes right along with what Clint just said. I mean,
and he's hitting it from the reverse. He's the
Easy,
owner of the
easy.
company. No.
On that hump on we now.
I thought we was past the bathroom episode.
Phil Hudgens said audio just went out. I don't know if it did or not. But anyway, Jeremy Conrad, I appreciate the lunch break live, not to think about work for a few minutes. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. It's just that's what if you walked into my shop, we'd have and these guys can tell you, we'd have the exact same conversation. Okay, so you can hear me? It's on your side,
Obama
Philip.
phone.
Huh?
Got that Obama phone.
He got an Obama phone. Come on.
You're supposed to turn that in, Phil.
Yeah, Phil. But what
gonna
you
ping it now.
what you hear us talk about on lunch break, if you walked in here and we didn't have it, but it was 12 o'clock, exactly what you'd hear. All the crazy stuff, but all that. So, but I love the interaction. I live for the interaction of people. If only 3 of you guys were watching, I'd
Right.
still do this.
We all sit around, just have a good time. We've had a little birthday party here for
We had a
Young and
birthday
over there.
party. We did, and
right before the show.
we always get to hear Clint's behind the scenes escapades that will stay behind the scenes. And all
Yeah.
that. But not, but the biggest thing is make that connection.
Yep.
Make that connection. But
And it starts now.
Start now, do it.
Social media.
I can
whatever.
film well and edit pretty okay, but it's just time consuming. Really good edits and transitions take hours.
It takes time.
It is
Start with
consuming.
short form stuff,
It's-
Jeremiah.
but it is. There's a difference in doing short form content than long form.
So I got something for him on that. So last week or 2 weekends ago, I was at a 10-year-old's birthday party, and I had an influencer there that was friends of the family, and he's a big influencer in the bourbon space. So he asked me, I was like, man, I got my camera. You want me to make something for you? Like real quick, just see whatever. And so I go out there and I show him my process of how I film this bourbon bottle, whatever, and how I got the different angles and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, now I'm going to show you how I edit this stuff together. And he's like, dude, this would take me a week to edit this. And I'm like, yeah, it will to get this level. But you got to understand, I've got 9 years of experience of making it faster and making it like go better and flow and know how to do this, and this transition and that transition. It's just like I walk into a mechanic shop and I have to change out this one sensor that went out versus he has to change it out. He's got the reps in. He's put in the reps, and that's why you're like, God, I just paid this much for this. It's like, yeah, but if I had to do it myself, it's going to take a lot longer because I don't have that experience. Like you're paying for the experience. You're not paying for like just the actual physical product.
You know it in the mechanic space. And
dude.
You know it. Everybody bitches about it.
It only took you 30 minutes.
Yeah. It would have took me 3 hours, and I probably would have stripped the screw, broke something off.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've been to Danny's shop before, and they are awesome. I remember when I met Danny, me and him, where am I? Me and him talked fishing. See, that's what it is. We talk, dude.
Talk about anything in here.
We talked. When you do it a lot, eventually you film with the edit in mind. That's very true. Georgia Country Boy TV. I started my YouTube channel when YouTube first came out. I tried to make content, dude. It just wasn't me. Way too much work. I'm a fisherman. I don't know how Kaz Anderson and the like do it. True, they do it. But also, I will tell you this: they listen and they lean upon people that know what they're doing.
Like I'm over here listening to Clint talking about how he does. I'm going, all right, I need to know. I need to know more. I need to know more. Like I mean,
Thad's wife does
streamline it.
And then Kevin said, like I said, best group ever. And on that, we're going to end this show because we are over 2 hours. These guys got a long way to go home. I only got 7 minutes.
Yeah, I only got about 20.
Yeah, so we got the job. But anyway, guys, listen. Join me tomorrow, 12 o'clock, for the lunch break if you got a chance. And if not, and we do it every day. And if not, Thursday night we'll have another show. We'll figure out what we're going to do on that. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to get back in that groove. It's amazing what 1 week off will do to you. But I want to say, everybody, whether you're listening to this on iTunes or Spotify later or watching this at a later date or you guys here tonight, thank you very much. You don't understand how much it means to see you guys coming in, each and every week and joining us and just being part of our family. And that's what it really is all about at the end of the day. So we're just all a bunch of yahoos on a globe going 500 million miles an hour through space, and we get a chance to sit here for a couple hours and just talk. So Steve Billington's going to get his taco ready. Clint, what's your TikTok?
It's just C Bartlett Bow, just like everything else on social.
C Bartlett Bow, B-O.
B-O.
Yeah.
Stink.
All right. So, guys, I appreciate all you guys coming. We'll have to get back to the serious conversations Thursday, teach these people how to fish and learn with them. But you guys join me tomorrow about 12 o'clock. We'll have some fun. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to watch on TikTok for a couple of days, but we'll be back on that. I'll make sure
I'll be out of jail soon.
I'll be out of jail soon on that. So, where's the shop? 11262 Highway 53, Marble Hill, Georgia, 30148, about halfway between Dawsonville and Jasper. You also listen K-Ring before you drive up here because my hours are crazy depending on what I'm doing. Any of you guys can text me at 678-283-6700 to make sure I'm here. And that's a smart thing to do because a lot of guys go, hey, I drove 2 hours. I'm like, well, dude, I'm in Orlando.
Yeah.
Even if you post it, not everybody watches
on the water, filming.
On the water, doing something like that. So anyway, guys, with that, we're going to end it. Going to go home, get something to eat, get this kid in the bed, get these old farts right here in the bed. And let me read this real quick from Brandon. The first story I told Danny was the time I let a walleye get off the hook fishing with my dad and uncle, and I still get picked on to this day. But you know what, Brandon? That's a story you'll have for the rest of your life.
That's a story you should tell on your podcast.
You should talk about it on your podcast because guys will listen to that because we can all relate. We all got picked on by our fathers and grandfathers or even, uncles or even friends. We still pick on each other. So, Dane, appreciate you joining us actually on YouTube, dude. I'm proud of you for getting
up
YouTube.
Past his bedtime.
He is. So, you guys have a good one. We'll talk to you on the next one. Peace out.